a website called All About the Tea.
He told All About the Tea that during the fight,
Hey teacups, it's your girl Monica. Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. Joining me tonight are teacup affiliates, Schoolboy. Hey Schoolboy.
Hey.
Hey, we have the Bishop in the building. Hey Bishop.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Okay, come back with the hat. Okay.
All right now. All right. Listen, okay. And the chulo. You know what I'm saying?
I have to bring in my countryside.
I love it. Hey, Plaz. We have Plaz in the building.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. How you doing, my love?
Good. It's Biggie's birthday.
Oh, okay. You have to represent. Okay. Plaz, what's the lip color of the day?
This is a liquid matte lipstick by Milani called Romance.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave you down with Bishop at the bottom. Romance. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm just playing. Joining us this evening are teacup affiliates, So Debonair. Hey, So Debonair. Hey, my love.
And my lip color of the day is Burt's Bees, and I put it on.
I love it. Exactly. Gotta keep that situation moisturized.
Absolutely, because you never know, right? You never know. Listen, Marcella in the building. Hey, Marcella.
Hey, how you doing, Marcella?
Hey, we got
Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and I have on gold on my lip. Y'all know why.
Okay.
Well, you're a queen. Queens wear gold. Absolutely.
Look at all this beautiful melanin.
I just love it. All right, y'all. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and bang that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we serve on this channel. Teacups. On the agenda tonight, T.I. and Tiny are back in the headlines. This time, they're accusations from 3 men and 6 more women. Yeah, let's get into it. Oh my goodness. Every day, the rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper. I ask myself, what next? I'm just waiting for the feds to do the raid. And I'm all ready for that. I'll be at the edge of my seat watching it on the news because I can feel it coming. I could just feel it. All right, y'all. Clifford T.I. Harris and his wife, Tamika Cottle Harris, a.k.a. Tiny. Like I said, they are being accused of sexual assault currently, by 6 more women and 3 men. So this brings the total now to 14 alleged victims who have actually come forward, with their stories to this attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. Previously, like I reported, the victims included a U.S. Air Force veteran who claimed she woke up on the couple's tour bus naked with a towel covering her very sore vagina and anus. A 17-year-old intern who claimed she was drugged, then anally raped by the pair. Oh my gosh. They haven't been charged yet. We know that. All of these claims are coming through New York attorney Tyrone Blackburn, who's representing at this point 14 victims. He is urging the police in both Georgia and California to investigate the couple. T.I. and Tiny completely deny all the allegations. However, their attorney, Steve Siddall, tried to cut a deal with attorney Tyrone Blackburn. I reported this. Now, on Monday, Tyrone Blackburn spoke directly with the Daily Beast, and he's revealed some new details. Plaz, I've sent you the quotes. Can you read that for us, please?
Okay, this quote is from Attorney Blackburn. He alleges that these women are unaware of each other and without any leading on my part, they recount eerily similar events. He implores law enforcement officials to tackle and end the stream of depravity being committed by the celebrity couple. He continues to say, these women have come forward because there's a void that has been left in their lives. And the people that created the void are Clifford and Tamika Harris. He continues, granted, the void can never be fully filled, but at least it can be put back together if these cases are handled with care, are thoroughly investigated, indictments are executed, and the Harrises are prosecuted. He made sure to clarify that the women are not looking for money. And that was Attorney Blackburn.
All right, folks, there you have it. Why don't we check on our folks before we dive into this story of the evening?
Roll call, it's a roll call. Tune in and let us know what's up with y'all. We want to hear what you got to say. Teacups, turn them up, what you sipping on today. Roll call, it's the roll call.
All right, y'all. Let me see who we have in the chat today. Jones. Hey, I see you. Rack Z Green. Hello. Lavon. Hey, Lavon. We see you. Mimi Gonzalez, Kelly Mitchell, Sharima, Shirley Bonds, The Interracial Perspective, Maturity Not Included. Hey, Boo. S.J. Ashley, Annie, Gidry. Hey, Ashley. Rush Valentine, Stacy Williams, Know Your Own Worth. Hey, how you doing, my love? And shout out to Know Your Own Worth and all the mods in the chat tonight. Thank you for joining us. Courtney Madison, Linda, Jerry, Loy, Lowe, Laisha Oates, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Shantae, Quiondra. I like that name, Quiondra. I like that. Kimberly, Marva, Miss Alexander J. Hey, Boo, how you doing? Vivi, Shirley, Francois. Hey, Francois. Very French and international. I love it. Angelo, Shirley, Valencia, Truth Be Told. Arashima, Empress Nick, Baloo, Alicia, Golden Nose. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us, and we really appreciate it. Tarika, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys are amazing. Keep me, I guess you meant to keep up the good work. All right, y'all. Let's dive into this tea. Schoolboy, what are your thoughts?
I'm starting to be like Jocelyn Hernandez. I cannot. It's too much. It's really too much. Every day you just, and I heard, now I did see somewhere where they talking about they didn't ask for a settlement or they didn't do any out of court. They didn't reach out to nobody. I'm like, sir, ma'am, then where did they come up with the information? If you didn't reach out to your attorney to have them reach out to this man. I'm waiting. I'm like you, Mark. I'm waiting on an indictment. Who gonna come in and just go on and, seize what they need to seize, shut it down, go ahead, hit the SWAT team, let them kick the door down in the mansion and upset and disturb the white neighbors. And so we can find out what's going on in the house. Because, this is deep. Now you just said this is men now and more women have come forward. You got more than a sex ring. I don't know what they got going around there.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if some of their rich neighbors were involved in this as well. Nothing shocks me nowadays, all of these suburban orgies and stuff. These people are freaks, these rich people. Oh my goodness. Bishop, what are your thoughts?
This case has went straight to hell. It's I mean, there's no way back up from this at this point in time. And I'm so glad that these three men has come forward and stated that they were involved, because there were women saying there were men that were victimized as well. And I'm glad that they came forward, because it goes to show you that this happens to men and women, not just to women. So I'm glad they're starting to we're getting a bigger picture painted, and seeing how people are being victimized on both sides, because this is not okay. Just because you got money don't mean you can just do anything to people and see them and don't see them as people. You know what I mean? So they have every rights as much as you do. It don't matter if their bank account is lower than yours. You can't hold nothing over somebody's head and do whatever you want to do with them and think there is no consequences or ramifications for what you do. You know, what you do in the dark shall always come to light. And I guess God said, light switch, it's gonna be up, it's gonna be on you. Spotlight, lights, camera, action.
Pretty much, yeah. Marcella, what are your thoughts on the new accusations? 3 men, 6 more women. It's insane.
I am devastated because you're right. Rich people are allowed to do some freaky stuff and get away with it. And this time, T.I. and Tiny will be the example. Shut down your dungeons. They coming for y'all. Because I'm telling you, this is sadistic. This is crazy. And Tiny should realize if her husband wants this, that means you're not enough for him, boo. This is crazy. And now they got some men. That mean they really freaky deaky. And, you know, T.I. be the first one to say, you know, I ain't into that men stuff. But this is telling a different story. You're not just watching your wife do this. And she just not watching him. They are some freaky deaky dogs. And I'm glad I did not get an invite over there.
Absolutely. Yeah. You don't want that invite. So, Debonair, your thoughts?
I've been waiting for the men to come out, honestly. I mean, I've been waiting to find out when this part was going to happen. And I'll tell you why. The parties that they have sounds like gay sex parties. And not with, like, you know, being drugged, but most of the times gay men, they use a lot of drugs at sex parties. So it sounded originally to me like a gay sex party. So, you know, I've been waiting for this headline, Monica. I was so, when I saw today, I said, please let Monica tell me to come on today. Because I'm here for, I want to hear the details of what these men are talking about, because this definitely didn't sound unnatural to me. But now that I know that men were involved, it makes a lot more sense to me, and I'm sold.
Yeah, I know. Sadly, no one's surprised. It's not like shocking, you know. Plus,
you're in the great land of Atlanta, so.
Well, it makes sense, right? The home of debauchery, Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. Plus, what are your thoughts?
You know, the allegations are shocking. All of the skeletons continue to fall out of the closets. I won't say it's a big stretch for what we've already heard, you know. So instead of just hiding your kids and hiding your wife, you gotta hide your husband too. But I will say that just because men are allegedly involved, it doesn't mean that there was necessarily gay sex going on. I think it goes back to what we always talk about when we don't think about women being the perpetrators. There are women who drug men for sex as well, because a lot of these drugs cause extended erections. You know, I've heard that T.I. May be well equipped, but everybody in the party might not want to, you know, be with T.I. They need all sexes for this to really go down the way it needs to go down. And some of the people may need some extra help to keep them in the game for as long as they, you know, allegedly these parties go on for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. Natural erections don't really last that long. Also, there are groups, not just famous people, like you said, them crazy neighbors next door, I'm teasing funny, but remember in old school, the first scene where the guy like he comes home from work and somebody knocks on his door and is like, "I'm here for the gangbang." Like, yeah, like that happens in regular life. This is not just the music industry. Your neighbors, some of your church members do this in their spare time. We don't want to admit it, but it's true. So, um, there are whole societies with men who like to watch their wives with other men. So I don't want us to think that the men were there just, I mean, I'm not saying that gay sex couldn't have been happening. It could have been, but it also doesn't have to necessarily infer that there was homosexual activity going on. They just needed enough men to round out the women. Nobody wants to be at a party with just one man.
Right. And they did have a lot of men hanging around their circle too. And that included, handlers and bodyguards. Nelly, right? The rapper Nelly was involved. And I'm pretty sure there are other celebrity friends that, these were it's called partying, quote unquote, come over for the party. And they would have these girls, that Tiny recruited and picked up and drugged and would bathe them and strap on her dildo and do all kinds of things to them. One of the girls said that Tiny was sticking fingers everywhere in her. It's just, it's a very sad and sick situation. Do you think the attorney says charges haven't been filed yet? Do we honestly feel on this panel, and comment in the chat, do you feel T.I. and Tiny will be charged? Schoolboy, what are your thoughts? Do you think the charges are coming?
In a perfect world, I would hope, but I'm not so sure. Because based off of what I hear about how he walks around like George Jefferson down there and can't nobody touch him, I don't know. Because you wouldn't be walking around like that if you had any fear of you actually going to jail. So that makes me wonder. So who all at the top is allowing him to continue to get away with the mess? Because he has to have accomplices. He ain't doing this solo by himself. Even though he reads all them encyclopedias and thesauruses and gives you all of that pimp talk, he ain't that daggone bright. Somebody helping him. I just don't, so he's got to have politicians. He's got to have, not even just politicians. He's got to have law enforcement and everybody else in his pocket that he's paying on a payroll. It's going to be follow the money trail in order to follow who's going to snitch on who. Because if the pot gets a little too hot, like crabs, they try to get out of the barrel, somebody going to snitch on somebody so they ain't got to go to jail. I don't know who it's going to be, but then, he like to use street tactics to intimidate folks. So this should be very interesting. I want him to get charged and her to get charged, but I don't know. I really don't know, because I feel like something is real sketchy down there up in Atlanta.
Bishop, what are your thoughts? Do you feel T.I. and Tiny will be charged soon? Do you feel the charges are coming?
Well, I think that they will be charged. They're involving different states and using all their resources. You best believe they're gonna charge somebody to pay for these for all this money that's being used. Because I don't know the government just be using all these resources for no reason, especially on a how do I put this? Especially with a person that is sloppy with the stuff that they're doing. A couple that is very loosey-goosey with the way they're handling their business. And after a while, if these palms are not being greased no more, folks let go of the bar and say, "Hey, I will talk." Is someone gonna end up talking, and they're gonna spill all the beans. And T.I. can act all tough as he wants to, but there is somebody that's sick of him, because there's a lot of people that's like tirades like him that do all that talking and try to do all that intimidation. You best believe they made a lot of enemies along the way. So the government ain't wasting no resources for no reason. So it looks like they're gonna get the big fish that they're gonna get, especially a person that's real not tidy with what they're doing.
That's a good point. They don't waste resources. And if they put an effort forth, especially the feds, right, which I believe would have to be involved since it's interstate crimes, I think they're going down. Marcella, what are your thoughts?
I think Attorney Blackburn is a very intelligent, meticulous attorney because you know what? He's not naming the witnesses so they can't be intimidated. Maybe not by T.I. and Tiny intimidating them. Their friends around intimidating these people. He is making sure that they don't get off with a technicality. He's not even dropping crumbs. He is not, they're going down. And guess what? You got all these different states. You talking about a girl said that she was bought allegedly from Nevada, California, and on to a third state. I mean, it's going down. I'm just going to tell T.I., you like wild parties. The boys are waiting for you. Don't drop the soap. And Tiny is just going to be licking for life.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Looking for life. Oh, goodness gracious. I love it. So, Debonair, how do you feel? Are they going to be charged? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I really don't know. I think that this is like the Scooby-Doo case that they may got away with, because I think that T.I. just has a lot of people that will back him right now. And living here in Atlanta, it doesn't seem like this. Like there's going to be a lot of work that has to be done. I mean, even when you look at like R. Kelly, it took a long time for R. Kelly to be convicted. And even with what's the guy Jeffrey Epstein, it took a long time. Mm-hmm. So I think eventually it's going to happen. I don't think it's fast that we want it to happen. I think once Killer Mike and Keisha Lance Bottoms speaks up, maybe we can start having hope that something's going to happen. But until then, I don't know how fast it's going to happen because they're like a trio. They're very solid with each other. So I don't really know. I hope that it happens, but I don't think it's going to happen as fast as we think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it seems like they're dragging their feet because we are watching it from the sidelines, and every day something new unfolds, and we're anxious. We want it to happen. Plaz, what are your thoughts? Are charges coming?
I think, like everybody has said, eventually. I don't think it'll be soon. It won't be next month or the month after that. These investigations take a very long time, particularly with the amount of states that they're in. And if the feds are going to lead the investigation, the feds don't just throw stuff together. They want enough evidence on hand to where when they take you to court, you pretty much already are nailed to the cross. So they bide their time. You know, they aren't ones to just jump up with the first victim. It's helping that Attorney Blackburn is amassing these people at, like you said at the beginning, 14 so far. So that will help, but it's all going to go back to the individual evidence the ladies have. And like you have said in previous lives, gathering phone records, gathering flight receipts, emails, tickets. Like we'll need as much corroborating evidence as possible to back up these personal statements, because these types of cases are very much he said, she said. And as we see just in the comment sections here and other places, if you're relying on a jury to convict people who have such overall public favor, you're going to need a lot of hard evidence, physical evidence. So, and even with that, we talk about R. Kelly when Dave Chappelle did his skit. It was funny back in the day with Chappelle's show, but it was true. Some people with R. Kelly needed to see the ID, him actively peeing on the girl with the grandmama there watching. Like, anything you give people, they're like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, what about some stuff is never enough for some people. So yeah, they're gonna make sure that they have enough to favorably win a case, because you don't want to go into something like this. I mean, you're going into it to win, not or at least force their hand enough where they'll take a deal. And they're smart. They know their demographic, so they won't easily deal. You know, that's why allegedly they wanted a financial settlement out of court, not a criminal settlement where they have to acquiesce or admit to any type of crime. A financial settlement, pay you off and it's done, sign on the dotted line, you agree not to prosecute me, blah, 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 or all claims have been settled, something like that. The other thing I want to say, I just saw a comment that came up about him not wanting T.I. allegedly not allegedly, but not wanting Tiny with Floyd Mayweather. In these types of situations, the sex is about power. It's not about like love or emotions or anything like that. Him not wanting her with Floyd was because he couldn't control that situation. And Floyd was a man with the same, if not probably more amount of money as him. These little men that they allegedly drugging and bringing back can't take Tiny at all. She's like, they don't have enough money to ever get, so he wouldn't be intimidated or threatened by that type of dude. And in a party, our rules of engagement are different than, you know, our regular relationship. The same reason why she isn't mad about certain women. She's mad when the media and social media catches him outside of the bounds of their agreement. But in the agreement, she don't care what he do.
And Floyd Mayweather didn't want her anyway. I mean, seriously, that's not his type. That man gets some really fine looking women, okay, thoroughbreds. Tiny is not in that category. She was pushing herself on him, trying to become best friends with his at the time it was his teenage daughter Yaya. She was trying to be, her and Shekinah were friends with Yaya, and they were pushing up on her to get invited to Floyd's parties and stuff. It was so embarrassing. I literally had secondhand embarrassment for those grown women trying to hang out with Yaya, who was like 17 or 18 at the time, and through her pushing up on the daddy. It was sad, but he didn't want her. He didn't want. And then what was funny, when T.I. thought he could actually fight Floyd. I mean, dude, really? Come on now.
Well, that's what I thought. It was more of just like an ego trip between the two men. I didn't really think it was about her. I think it was both of them thumping their chests.
Night Rider says, "You sound stupid. Floyd been wanting Tiny." Lord, the delusion. Goodness.
Ain't Night Rider Tiny's alias? Hey, girl.
Wanting Tiny. Come on now. Tiny. Let me put up a picture. And it's not even looks, but seriously, come on. If we're gonna, really?
They said she great in bed.
There's a lot of fine looking women that are great in bed that you don't have to put a pillow over their face. I mean, come on, man.
And if she's that great in bed, why did she have to drug everybody to have sex with her? So that can't be the case.
There you go.
Oh, well, damn, he took what I was gonna say, because I we damn sure don't want over in the lesbian community. You can keep that.
Oh Lord, right? Oh my
God, oh God.
Yeah, we know the aliens. Okay, come on now, Floyd Mayweather. Come on, have y'all seen him lately? He is looking very zaddy-ish. He's grown a beard and everything. I mean,
he a grandpa now.
He doesn't
drink.
Beard
helps everybody. Beard helps everybody. Look at Drake.
Yeah. Oh, Drake. Yeah, Drake turned into a zaddy big time. I don't know what happened.
He's been working out too. He's been working out too.
Okay. Yeah, and they don't drink. Well, I don't know about Drake, but Floyd doesn't drink and he doesn't do any kind of narcotics, so that helps. Freddie Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you. Stout, aka the Professor. Thank you for the super chat. My favorite panel. Hey, Queen Monica. I can't wait for the video. Trust it's coming. I want them to be a full SWAT team, at least maybe 24, just storming the house. Let me tell you, that's my kind of TV, okay? Just going in with guns drawn, and not little guns too. I don't want Glocks. I want machine guns. I want all assault rifles just drawn. It's gonna be good. That's good TV. We have to do a watch party for that. That immediately we need to go live and do a watch party.
He was so messy.
Oh, Bishop, you can do the first 48 voice while they going in.
Welcome to the first 48. We
And I
have
was
Tiny and
drinking the
T.I.
Hennessy. I will have a whole gallon of Hennessy over here doing like this.
Marcel, I will come to where you at to drink Hennessy with you for that.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. Listen, it's coming. My opinion is that it's coming. I could just feel it. But I hope the charges stick. I hope they have enough evidence where, like T.I. said, it's not what you do, it's how, you have to prove it. You got to prove it. Speaking of what he said, why don't we, I share my screen and I want to watch his response to all of this again, because we watched it a while ago, but I want to refresh our memories and maybe also take notes, because there might have been things that we missed and we didn't see. Gemini to Butterfly, thank you so much for the super chat. When charges goes down, it will be a domino effect. All parties for themselves. Yeah. Self-preservation. # love y'all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially if anyone around them have charges. You got a drug charge? Come on, let's go have a chat. Okay. You got a weapons charge already? Come on, let's go have a chat. People, they don't want to do all this time for nobody. That's not how it works anymore. Let's go have a chat. Let's talk. They turn into Sushi 6ix9ine real fast. Okay. Real fast. Let me share my screen so we can watch this together again and maybe take notes and add new content, because we're looking at it through fresh eyes now.
So, as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet in light of all the things that have transpired and all of the egregious allegations that's been tossed around about me and my wife. But it's a reason for that. And I don't mind sharing it. You see, if a person does not have any right to criminally or civilly have you in court, they have no right. The best thing they could do is get you for a defamation suit, drag you in court, make you pay their legal bills, but get you in court. Now, I mean, at this point, man, it's at the point where that don't even matter to me no more, okay? But that's the motive, that's the strategy, that's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you that get people to believe and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they say, see, they call me a liar. That's defamation. And they drag you in court, get you under oath and all that. Because unfortunately right now, it doesn't matter as much what they can prove you did. It matters what you can prove you did. You know what I mean? And that's just an unfortunate place that our society has made it to. But I want to be clear about one thing. Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. Women, Black women in particular, should be supported, protected, defended, and uplifted. However, evil has no gender. People with evil intentions have no gender. A threat comes in all shapes and sizes. I would never treat a woman the same way I would treat a threat. All right? So I think that has to be distinguished. First and foremost, I want to say my wife is a beautiful person with an amazing spirit and a kind heart. She's a devoted mother, and she has a humble soul. She don't deserve it. She don't deserve it. Now, what we're not going to do is open up the door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in, chime in, and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this. Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything. Well, sexually trafficked anything. I ain't never raped nobody. Never raped nobody. Also, I'm gonna tell you what's factual. Tell you what's factual. There have been fake stories put up that blog sites anonymously sent to this person. Blog sites anonymously sent fake stories to this person, and the person posted it as though it was a victim, that they were sure that it was a victim and it has been victimized. And what this does is it dismantles the mechanism that women have created for themselves. You can't weaponize something with baseless claims. These are not stories of actual events. They're not. And I have proof of that. And that's why I said it. I have proof of that. I have proof of people who have gone on live with this person and they later said, man, I just wanted some clout. That's why I can't believe they actually posted this shit. I just wanted some clout. So this is what we're dealing with, man. This is what we're dealing with. And also, I pose you a question. How you gonna be a victim and an attacker at the same time? Ooh. How are you being victimized if you are violently attacking someone? Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. They deserve to feel comfortable, confident. They deserve to feel supported. And that's supposed to get them to a place where they can show their face and say, this is what happened to me. This is who did it. And so the necessary steps can follow. This is not that. This is not that. I also want you to know it's evil at play. I'm talking about evil. I'm talking like, evil. And there's been a history. We've had a history in dealing with the particular individual in question. We had a history of it, man. Had a history of it. And there is a record of pattern behavior like this. A history of harassment. Not, I'm talking about, listen, this is not my opinion. I'm just saying what's on record. A history of violence on record. And we can't just, weaponize social media to take down people who have families and who communities depend on. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about who have done everything that they can to uplift and help to evolve our communities. We can't tear our people down like that. And this has taught me a lot. But one thing I know, man, I will not be bullied. I am not afraid. I am not ashamed. And and the truth will be revealed, man. But until then, man, hey, listen, man, any woman out there who's going through things, who have gone through things, if you have a story and you should come forward. You should, but don't lie, because that tear the whole vehicle down. Don't lie. Don't lie. The truth is what needs to be heard. The truth. And I can deal with the truth all day. But at some point, man, it has to be some sort of, it got to be something that happens if you come and make baseless claims that are false about somebody that have a negative impact on them, their livelihood, or their freedom. Something got to be done about that. But I was built for that. I was born to be in this position. I was born to be in this position, to face pressure and sit in the fire so it benefits others in the future. I was born to be in this position. God put me here for this. So whatever evil has been conjured up to come against me, no weapon form against me shall prosper. But man, I got a lot of love for everybody who's been calling me and who's been in support of me and my wife. Shit, man. We'll be back to doing us, man, sooner than later. You dig what I'm saying? Love and respect. Hey, so as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet.
Okay. All right. So when he first came out with that apology video, this was prior to Attorney Blackburn acquiring 11 alleged victims. So, first he talked about fake stories to the blogs. Just so everyone know, FYI, none of the clients that Attorney Blackburn is representing are any of those people that posted on social media. So just to clarify that. Do you have any new thoughts, any fresh perspectives now that we've watched it again, Schoolboy?
Why you got to put Jesus into it? Jesus ain't had nothing to do with you, bro.
Manipulative.
I love it when, black people, we got to stop doing this. Y'all don't want to call on God till y'all get up involved in some mess. Then it's, no weapon formed. Sir, sit down. Looking like buckwheat sister. What is the problem, sir? You walking around, and if you so confident, why are you fidgeting and walking around all in your backyard? Sit your ass down somewhere and say what you gotta say. T.I. runs me hot because then he gonna say what irritated me was that the community depends on, sir. What community? What community? Because when you went down over there in probably in the areas that were being regentrified, got some bonds from Keisha Lance Bottoms and put some businesses over there. Now the community needs you, sir. That wasn't nothing but some rhetoric and some pimp talk. Okay, I am not. And if y'all think truth is in that, my God, and who is he? Ain't he weaponizing? Ain't he weaponizing and being the victim too? Or am I crazy? I don't know. Just a thought. T.I. is a narcissist and a jerk and an idiot, and he's looking to play off of people with non-intelligence, people who don't read, people who don't educate themselves, and who have complex. Have the what the white people used to give us, the white savior complex. He's using that same weaponization that they gave us in slavery of being the great white hope, and he's giving it to black people. He's probably sniffing because he probably got booger sugar up his nose. That's probably why he's sniffing. Because the people that do that, that means the cartilage is gone up in here. And I don't know, and I ain't never did it, but I know people that have. But I just, y'all, black people, wake up, because this is a mess. This is a mess.
Yeah, I agree. Bishop, what are your thoughts now that we've watched it through a fresh pair of, lens? What are your thoughts?
Where do I start? Well, let's start with this. He looked tacky on camera. Start with that. He talks too much. Number 2. Now let's go to number 3. He's too dumb for his own good. Let's go to number 4. He wants his victims to prove the crime that he did. He said that. He says, not about what you can, what you say, is what you can prove. So you want them to prove what you done to them because you know you done something to them. And he said, I'm not opening up my bedroom for you guys. But then he did open up his bedroom door and says, we do what we like to do, and everything that we do with different people, they do the same things that we like to do. So you just open up your bedroom to us. You're too dumb for your own good. When you say you're not going to talk about something, you don't talk about it. You should say, you know what? All my fans pray for me because they're lying on me, and all these allegations are not true. And I refuse to open up my bedroom door to anybody, as you should. And like what he told them, as you shouldn't, you don't have to open up your bedroom door as well. And you say, you know what? Y'all continue to keep praying for me. And we hope that these allegations go away, and that way we can prove that we are innocent people, and me and my wife don't deserve all this blah blah blah. You know all the word stuff he said. That should have been a good 2-minute video, but he kept going on and on, which he kept telling on himself. See, this is what happens when people read all these the encyclopedia, but don't read the dictionary. There's a big difference. Because you need to know the word, you need to know the meaning of the words you're speaking, sir. And I was like, good God, whoever your publicist, man, they need to be fired.
You can tell he goes rogue, right? He doesn't listen to PR people. He thinks he knows it all. He thinks he's smarter than everybody in the room because he uses these fake big words that he makes up and he fuses together like he's welding or something. It's just insane. Marcel, what are your thoughts watching that video again?
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I have dated men with money and been to elaborate parties, and when I get there, the guy I'm with start doing some crazy stuff. It comes to drugs first, and then he's stepping off doing something with somebody else, man or woman. He is narcissistic. He is saying this as an intimidation. When he says that he is doing things that what people are into, y'all better listen to that because he's counting on the people that are into this stuff with him is going to come to save him. When he said that there is some evil involved, Pete, I told y'all, T.I. done pissed off somebody in the Illuminati. He had did something big that they're saying they got to shut them down. And Miss Ryder, Miss Tiny, was telling him, just keep your mouth closed. Let our lawyers take care of it. But he is too, you know what? He's names what Sabrina attacked someone. He's trying to discredit her and intimidate all these people that would come forth. I can show that you did something. It made me think that he has taped every encounter and he's going to show these people willing and able to do everything they've done. He also made it clear that he had NDAs signed. So I don't think those NDAs are going to work. I think that people that are into this with him have halted for right now. And then they want to see what happens to him. But guess what? He is going down, and it is some evil going on. I mean, Atlanta should be called Atlanta Evil because they be doing some stuff down there, honey. And it be people that you don't think. Because looking at Tiny, she looks like allegedly her breath stink and her cat stink. I wouldn't want none of that, okay? But he has made his wife like a madam. She goes on the hunt for him and brings these women to please her husband so she can get what? As the wife, she should already be getting it. But honey, he has convicted himself because he has said we did it, but we did it with people who wanted to do it. And I'm not going nowhere. And he looked like he just was sniffing up some booger sugar and came out in his backyard to walk and just throw this in the victim's face. Remember, y'all signed NDAs. Remember, y'all did what y'all wanted to do. He is going down. He is going, oh my God, he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's his own worst enemy, really and truly. So, Debonair, what are your thoughts watching this?
I actually want to go back and rewatch this because what I listened to, there was a lot of contradictions in what he said. Again, I feel like I just cannot trust what they're saying at all, like what he's saying at all. I heard a lot of contradictions, and I was trying to write it down while I was going. It was so much so fast, I couldn't do it. But I'm Monica. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and watch this, and I'm gonna send you what the contradictions are because there were a lot of contradictions. At this point, right now, you know, I don't know if we have what the. I'm gonna say what I feel like. I'm gonna just tell you how I feel. I feel like either Tiny or T.I. being around gay men, and they thought this was a great idea, but they didn't realize that gay men use the drugs on their own, and they were drugging these people, and they didn't understand the difference. Because what it sounds like to me is that they're having a sex party that just didn't make any sense to them, but they did it because it was working for them for a long time. I'm so confused right now because I heard it the first time you played this, but what I heard tonight, I heard a lot of contradictions, like a lot. And I just want to go back and listen to it so I can send it to you and let you know what I heard for myself, because what he said, like he really, and again, like I said, the first time he never used one big word, and we know Ti is good for using big words. I never heard one big word out of anything that he did at all in that whole entire thing. So I know he's nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. Comment in the chat. What did you hear? Because I know you've heard this apology, quote unquote, before. Not apology, I'm sorry, response to the allegations before. And mind you, he put this out in response to Sabrina saying that he held a gun to her head and he threatened her. And then a few girls went on social media and said, accused him of rape. But since then, this attorney Blackburn has come forward with more victims who are not related to the people that were on social media, with statements and accounts that are all similar, but these people don't know each other. So comment in the chat. Let me know what you got from T.I.'s statement. Plez, what are your thoughts?
I think T.I. has been reading from the book of Dr. Umar Johnson and all the other hoteps out there in the world. And I think he's playing to that subsect of our community. It even goes to his look. When has T.I. ever had little baby dreads, starter locks, whatever those are, even the little scruffy, disconnecting beard? He's selling an image. Baby, he is letting y'all know he is a poor black man, and the man is out to get him. He is being persecuted. Don't y'all fall for it. And even though most hoteps don't believe in white Jesus or black Jesus, he decided to throw that on in there for y'all that love Christianity. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. They might form, but they ain't gonna prosper. Get back, devil. Yes. He was on his whole manipulation game. At the outset, he was doing double speak. He was creating this maze with that defamation suit. I was trying to follow the logic. Okay, they want to get you in court and say that you defamed them if you say it's wrong. But number one defense to defamation is the truth. So if you say you have this proof that you're telling the truth, then the defamation suit wouldn't work either. And you wouldn't have to pay their legal fees unless you lose.
Blair, can you hit that note of proof one more time? The proof. Can we hit that one more time?
But again, it's Oswald Bates. He throwing all the stuff out there for you and mixing it up. It's the whole rat maze. If I go here, go there, they ain't gonna be able to keep up, but it sound good. Now, the next step in his manipulation tactic is to disarm. Black women deserve protection. If you have been assaulted, you deserve to be heard. So then the black women that don't really want to believe it gonna be like, see, he loved black women. He said we deserve protection. Next, we gotta go to the bring in again that evil Illuminati reference. He says that there are bad things that happen, but some women are threats. And I told y'all this before. He only respects, and respect for him is a loose word, respectable women. If you're a woman and you are threatening him or his wife or his family or his livelihood, you ain't a woman. You evil. You a threat. See, people miss that kind of stuff. The last note I took was, of course, him talking about two things. How can you be a victim and attacker? That was a direct, shot at Sabrina and her alleged beating people up. Well, it's easy. I can beat somebody up one day and the next day somebody put a gun in my head, allegedly, T.I. So yes, one day I was attacking people, the next day I was a victim because you put a gun to my head. That flaw, that happens every day. You allegedly, T.I., are an attacker. And you're on this video making this you're a victim. It works. That's life. The last thing, of course, was the number one tactic, politician tactic as well in the black community. Look at all this I did for y'all. Denzel did it well in Training Day. Y'all gonna do this to me? Y'all gonna do this to me?
Right.
I mean, he might as well have bust that out and beat his chest. I'd have made y'all grocery stores, and I have invested in this city. Y'all gonna do this to me?
Yeah.
You can rebuild your community. You can make all the grocery stores. You can buy all the houses and buy back the block. It also that has nothing to do with whether or not you are allegedly bringing girls home from the strip club and giving them a little bit more than they bargained for. And consent is to it. So, yes, they may have consented to come to the house. They may or may not consented to the drugs. They may or may not have consented to sex with you. But a lot of these women are alleging that they did not want to take the drugs and were coerced. People think that this stuff has to look like choking somebody and pouring the pills down their throat. That's not what it looks like at all. So if that's what you need to see, you probably won't see that. But there are other coercive tactics and manipulation tactics that people can use, such as taking your phone or saying, I'm not going to pay for your flight back home, where people feel like they're up against the wall and they have to do it. But yeah, it was, people need to learn when your attorney says don't say nothing, don't, because then it gives people like us and everybody else in the world a chance to pick you apart, and the other attorneys that are watching.
Mm-hmm. I loved how he tried to appeal to the community. Like Ples said, I've done so much for you. I have been your hero, your savior, the turkey giveaways, the coat drive, the toy drive. I am the man of the community. He reminds me of one of them pimps from the blaxploitation movies back in the 70s. That's T.I. That's what T.I. like Cotton Comes to Harlem or something. That is T.I. Right?
But you have to realize that's how he manipulates the people here in Atlanta.
Don't forget. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is how you got to realize that he manipulates the people here in Atlanta.
Right.
Because even on what was the show that he just had? Was it the family reunion thing or whatever? Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. They showed a clip of her saying that she was like, "Oh, go home." T.I. and Killer Mike, they own East Atlanta. Y'all tearing down their stuff. And granted, they never was even in that area. So you have to realize the influence that he has here in Atlanta is so big for them. They support him so much. Like, we're like, girl, nobody's in East Atlanta. So what are we talking about? They in Buckhead and places where the white folks have stuff at. They weren't even down stuff at all. So you have to realize, like, that's the influence that he has here in Atlanta. So yes, this is why he's able to get away with this kind of stuff, because I'm telling you, I honestly, in my heart, I feel like she knows what's going on. Killer Mike knows what's going on. They just support him.
And I want y'all to know that the devil can quote the Bible. Do you understand? The devil can quote the Bible, and in these rituals, guess what? The wages of sin are death. He will go to trial, but he will never go to jail. I believe they will cop out and commit suicide. I promise you, allegedly, my opinion.
Cynthia Harrington, thank you so much for the super chat. It's called Sex Demons. Most of these celebrities in Atlanta and Hollywood are possessed with these demons. Most have been initiated through the Pandora box parties that they have every July in Atlanta. I believe it. it. They're possessed with something. And sex is part of it. That lust, the demon of lust. Ooh, God.
It's called sex.
Yeah,
magic.
but Monica, when you were talking about the giveaways, it goes back to one of your favorite movies, New Jack. That's what Nino Brown did. He came in and took over the projects, was killing all the men in the projects, and turned around on Thanksgiving, gave away them good old turkeys.
But Nino Brown wasn't interested in killing the pea. He was more interested in killing the community through the drugs. He was focused on money.
Same manipulation.
Same difference, right? Still killing people, still killing folks. That was a very well-rounded assessment, Ples. I think you hit the nail on the head on a lot of points, as well as Bishop. The whole panel did. But
can I just say something real quick? to me, some of these people are just perverts, and they are sexual people who do bad things all the time because they've been learned these things. Some people have been through a lot of shit stuff in their life, and they don't know how to do anything better. You know, I understand that there's demons and all these other things, but some people are just sexual predators, period. And
Well,
I
he
think
is.
people need to
Mhm.
understand that as well. Like, I understand that the people feel like the Illuminati are real and all of, like, there's a lot of demons, but some people are just nasty, and they have been going through a lot of things in their lifetime, and that's what they've been taught. So, you know, let's make it a whole entire thing and not just one part of the industry. Some people are just nasty.
Yeah, there's broke perverts too, and it's not always tied to money. You know, we have a lot of rapists that run the street and child molesters who are broke. And if you're just you have a spirit of perversion in you and you're perverted, that it's a sickness, it's an illness as well, a mental health illness.
And it's
Go ahead,
about
Bishop.
my bad, Monica.
Okay.
It's about power, and Ples said it before. It power runs deeper than monetary things, because at the end of the day, people put power into money. If people didn't put power into money, the currency it'll be worthless. So it's all about power. If I could hold something over you and I could take this from you, if I could rule over you, then I'm running things. This is how people in the hood who are dead broke, how they end up getting power and getting monetary things, is because it starts with that energy. If I take what you got, you owe me. And then the next person, I take what you got, you owe me. So I need you to go do some things for me and ruffle some feathers, and then I have that part over there. Then they end up start owning territory. So it starts one by one, and it keeps going like a domino effect. And then the next person would do it because they feel powerless. Let me take that from them. So it's a domino effect with all these different things, and it starts with a bad spirit because you don't have no control of yourself. So let me try to control somebody else since I can't control myself.
I wanted to say, I don't think it's a good idea that all these victims have the same attorney either. Because allegedly, if something come up and happened to this attorney, then everything is down the drain. And guess what? One girl could be found that this is not reliable, and it can have a benefit of the doubt in all these other girls that really, and guys that really been something happened to them. I think they should split some of these attorneys and go a different route. But Attorney Blackburn is not sharing stuff because he don't trust people, but he is dealing with a bigger entity than T.I. and Tiny, and there is some white people allegedly involved in this. When T.I. said it's evil, it's not black people around him, it's other people too.
Needle and Frazier, thank you so much for the super chat. They so far in the sin that they don't see it as sin. Yes, exactly. It's about control and intimidation, and the devil know the Bible. The human mind is so incredible, how it works and how people think. And you're right. You're so, it's a lifestyle for them. So they don't even see it as anything wrong. They feel they have money and they can buy, and they're entitled to whatever they want. It's for the taking because they have money. It's pretty sad if you ask me. I am going to add Princess to the stream. Hey, Princess.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Good. Your internet or something's a little blurry, my love.
Really?
Yeah, and your speech is not matching. Come out. Let me bring you back in. Come out. Okay. And then bring you back in. We can barely see you. Can you guys see her, or is it just me?
It's a little blurry.
Let me switch. Take me out. I'm going to switch.
Okay. I'm going to bring Stout, aka the professor, on. Hey, Stout.
Hey, salute.
Hey. This is some tea.
I'm
sitting back.
He got his popcorn.
I got my popcorn. This is some tea. You know what? Put my professor glasses on now. T.I. should not have done that video. That was the dumbest move he could have made. First of all, what are you defending? If you didn't do anything, keep your mouth shut. Now it's out in cyberspace. He can't take it back. There's so many things that he's like Debonair said he's going to go back and rewatch it. There's so many things he said just in that video that he partially incriminated himself. Well, at least we know he participated in the acts. Now all they got to do is just prove whether it was forced, whether it was voluntary, or whether there was any forced drug use. He should have just shut up. And like, I think it was Bishop, he looked a mess. You should at least cut your hair, got presentable before you get on there defending your empire. You're defending your empire. And you on there with your hair sticking up, going all kinds of ways, using big words that you don't even know what they mean. It's just a hot mess. It's just really, really a hot mess.
Disheveled since the pandemic started. My mama was like, what is wrong with him?
He's doing it on purpose. Those sprouts are on his head for a reason. It's to seem like he is one of us. He's part of the community. He's down. He's grassroots. That's a grassroots look. It's all a campaign. It's all a campaign. Did y'all pick up on the threats that he made? Because to me, it seemed like witness intimidation. Show your face if you're real. Yeah, some women deserve respect, but not the ones that are out here lying on me. Boy, stop it.
Did y'all see those little ninja curls on his face? Like he's growing like Abraham. Did y'all see it?
It's the whole look. It's on purpose because people can't say, oh, well, it is COVID. It's COVID. And him and Tiny been at every party they done had in Atlanta. So he could definitely go to a barber or have one come to him. So they have calculated at this point.
Yeah, the barbers come to their house. They spend $200 a haircut. It's they have private barbers.
But that's
it's a bunch of nonsense.
That's again that they're playing right now, and you guys have to realize that. Like I said, they showed this. Oh, it was Married to Medicine. That's what it was. When Contessa and Scott was on there, they showed part of what she said, and she was like, "Oh, go home. This and this." But most of her speech was about T.I. and Killer Mike owning the places that people were tearing down. That's never even what happened. So, she's a very big part of this. She understands what's going on here because she is a big part of their whole thing. So I think that's what people need to understand. That's why I'm always like, I'm never going to sit up in here and be like, oh yeah, T.I., because I'm trying to find out what he's done for the community at this point. Like I don't know what he's done for the community at all. Besides he bought East Atlanta, but I mean it still looks the same way. So
capitalism.
He
hasn't done a lot. You know what I'm saying?
It's nonsense. Handing out turkeys and shaking hands and kissing babies does not make for a politician.
Monica, he's not even doing that. That's the thing. He just bought the properties in East Atlanta. They don't hand out turkeys. They don't do any of the extra stuff. They just bought the properties because they were trying to buy Atlanta back. That's what they said. So there's no community service going on. They're just buying the properties.
Wow. Helene Esley, thank you so much for the super chat. Has Lisa Bloom made a statement yet? She made a few tweets, and she says that she's seen an abundance of evidence. And the victim stories are devastating, something to that effect, but nothing to the extent of Tyrone Blackburn, who has really, in my opinion, been putting in the work.
Lisa, he has. When has Lisa Bloom won? When has Lisa Bloom won? I just don't know.
She settles everything. She settles before.
Yeah, that's why I heard that. That's why they left her, because she settles everything.
Stout, thank you. Do you want to add anything else, my love?
I did, but it slipped my mind, so I'm out.
Listen, by the way, your internet, your lighting, everything looks good. Your microphone sounds good. I love it.
I'm growing. I'm watching you guys.
Keep it up. I love it.
I'm watching you guys.
Bye, my love.
All right, salute.
I'm gonna add Special K to the chat. Hey, Special K.
Oh wow.
Salute.
How you doing?
I'm great. You know, I love you. You know, you're one of the first channels that I actually subscribe to. I mean, I love
Thank
your
you.
content and everything you
Awesome.
talk about.
Thank you.
I don't know, you know, with this T.I. and Tiny thing, I have a different perspective. I don't know if, you know, I don't know if any of you've ever been to a sex party or a swingers party.
No.
but there's certain things. It's like, you know, you go to one. A lot of times you do check your phone because they don't want you to take pictures. They don't want you to, you know. So my whole thing is like, all right, if these women knew they were going to a sex party, it's a sex party. I mean, to a certain.
Well, we don't know if that's what it was. We don't know if that's what it was.
See, and that's the thing that I'm not, because usually people that are into that scene, they know they it's a community. You know, they know who they don't have to seek anything. They have events. They you know, they seek other people that are in you know, into what they're into. And I think his that Instagram post that he did, I think it's just naturally that we feel like we want to defend ourselves. Sometimes it's to our detriment. I mean, you know, he did say things that, you know, it was like, you know, hey, you shouldn't be in my bedroom, but yet I'm going to tell you, hey, what I like is what I like, and, you know, people that like what I like, we do things with. But I'm still, you know, I'm so apprehensive about, because I think we've gotten to a point where I tell friends every day, I was like, if you ever hear of a woman say that I raped them, I have 23 years of receipts. You don't have to worry about me, you know. But people can just come up with so many allegations, and I think a lot of times we're so quick to think, to believe the person that's accusing someone.
So you think T.I. and Tiny are innocent, and all of these various women and men have made up these stories?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I find it interesting that it all comes at, everything has come at this time, and everyone has come at one point, because I mean, it's almost like, you know, with the Bill Cosby thing, it's like, all right, it's something that you would have heard over a period of time. Whether they buried it or not, you would hear it over a period of time. Everyone coming out at one point, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it has for both. In Bill Cosby's case, these rumors have existed in the industry for a very long time. Janice Dixon has been saying that. That wasn't new or surprising. And with T.I. and Tiny, I heard this. A lot of people heard it a long time ago. Back in 2008, 2009, I heard it.
Okay.
But I just want to say this. Maybe you joined late, but when I first started off, I said, I have been through this. This sounds normal here in Atlanta to me. So this is not a new situation at all. So I guess, I don't know if you joined the conversation late.
I did.
This definitely seems very normal here, but it's a lot for gay men. It's not like they're drugging people to come in; they drug themselves. So I don't know if like, you know, with T.I. and Tiny, it's a different thing because they're heterosexual people. But gay men, they drug themselves before they ain't going to the sex party.
But
so
I think you guys are confusing a consensual sex party where there's consensual drug use with actually forcing women, roofing them drinks, unsuspected women, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that though, Monica. I'm saying, even when I first heard this, it sounds like a gay sex party to me. When I first heard this, because this is what gay men do. Like, they get drugged up to have sex with each other, to have sex for a long time. So when I heard it the first time, I was like, Tiny and Candy are really good friends with gay people. So I was already like, you know, when are the men gonna start coming out? Because I understood at some point it was going to happen because this sounds like gay men's sex parties for me.
Wow. All right,
But
y'all.
they just don't drug the people that come in. Gay men they have their own drugs. But I've never heard of getting drugged to actually come into a party.
And being mandatory to take drugs. I've heard that.
So I think that someone that they knew has been to that kind of thing. I think it was Tiny, because people keep on saying Tiny is like the person who's bringing people in. Because Candy and Tiny are both really good friends with gay people, but you never get drugged to have in a gay party or nothing like that. That's the thing. It's like they learned something and then they tried something different for me, and I think that that's where we went wrong at, because you don't have to do that. People do drugs all the time, and I don't know if I should be saying on your channel or nothing like that, Monica, but you have to realize that this is something that's normal for a lot of people when they are like they have sex addictions, or they like to have strange sex. They do this all the time.
I think the heterosexuals have sex drug parties too, but T.I. and Ty, the same thing that goes on in your community, the gay community, goes on in the heterosexual community. There's all types of drug-fueled orgies. But in T.I. and Tiny's case, I believe their perversion, their sex addiction is so out of control that they've taken it now to another level where they like the girls drugged up before they have sex. And they like the element of surprise.
I think they just didn't understand that that's what really happened. I think they think that people drug people, because it's like you guys done this for all this time, and like y'all still don't get that this is like wrong. To me, it doesn't make sense to me.
It's not them not getting it. That's where I think we're missing it. We've all said before on the previous videos, there are plenty of lifestyle places like this. They can go get this at any night, allegedly, therapies in Atlanta, if they wanted people who are already in the lifestyle, who are down to swing and have. The issue here is the alleged control and issues with consent, and them going out and recruit. You're right. You don't have to recruit people who are already down for the cause. Right. But when you have to go out into clubs or on Instagram, or girl that you saw that you thought was fine and you sending her a flight, that is where you have to bring in the drugs, because I don't want to say normal people, but the average person does not, hey, I want to go have sex for 8 hours tonight with a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Again, if you want that, there are places you can go for that. That is why I have often said, it was too many places where this is open, but that's part of the mentality in these types of situations. They don't want the person who will eagerly participate. It is part of the challenge to make woman succumb, or man who would not normally do it.
I guess what I'm saying is I think that they don't understand, because I know that Tiny and T.I. hang around gay men. I think that they tell them about things that we do, but they don't realize that it's not like somebody forcing these people to do this before you come into the party. It's like these people are already in that kind of space. And I think that they just took a wrong turn. And this is not an excuse for what they've done or nothing like that. I feel like they thought, I heard this, let's do this. And like it just turned into some things that are terrible. And now we're here. And like they can't stop it because they've been doing it for so long. It doesn't make any sense. People are like, this is going on.
The deeper you go in your perversion of sex, when you have a sex addiction, it's just like people who use drugs, right? Your first hit of crack, it's the most special thing on earth, right? Trust me, I don't do drugs, but I've studied drug documentaries and all drug abuse in school and all that kind of stuff. The first hit is like the most wonderful feeling on earth, and they always strive to get back to that feeling. So they use more and more and more drugs, and they get deeper in their addiction, because sex it becomes boring when a person just says yes, opens up their legs or spreads their butt cheeks, and it's boring. As deeper they go in their addiction, they want more. They don't want these girls to just be so willing, or men to be willing. They want to drug these people so they could be almost comatose when they have sex with them, because they're deeper and deeper into their addiction. Special K.
But you're right. But Monica, you're right on what you're saying. I think what I'm trying to say is I want you to understand the mentality of these people, because it's like a lot of times, like a lot of us are not on that same page all the time when it comes to those situations. But when it comes to having your way with people, or like if you want them to have your way with you, like they do that at those kind of parties. But I've never really heard that with a lot of heterosexual parties. So I think that they learned some things and they tried it, but then they was like, oh, it ain't working that well. So they start doing the worst part of it. Like, let me just drug everybody's coming in here. And I think that's where the bad part comes in at. And I think that it's wrong. I know that I don't think it's wrong. I know that it's wrong, but I think that's where they got it from. And I think they should have asked more questions, or they should have like had a better conversation about it. Because, like I said, when I first heard the story, it sounds like a gay sex party to me.
Okay. Special K, thank you for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate it.
You repping Cali? You repping Cali?
No, I'm in Philly.
Oh, okay. I see the Cali shirt.
The girls are going crazy over you in the chat, and the guys too. So,
well, you know, I'll be 50 next Monday.
What? Boy, 50
Are
where?
you lying?
50
I need to see some ID.
Yeah,
Go stand
right.
that to
50
my
where?
dress.
Listen, them sex parties.
You look like Omarion's big
Keep it
brother
up.
or something.
Shit, you look amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Where do I sign up? I mean, look at you.
Look,
Black
we
don't
need
crack.
that
What
fountain
am
of
I
youth
doing
that you
wrong?
drinking from.
Black don't crack unless you do crack.
Yeah.
True tea.
Yeah. Special K, you are very special. Thank you for sharing your opinions with us tonight. Thank you. All right. Have a good evening.
A lot of people want to have sex with celebrities too, so they may not have known what was going to happen once they got through that door.
And I also agree with Debonair. I think two worlds then collided, because that's what I thought initially too. I thought two worlds of the heterosexual world with the LGBTQ plus community smashed together, and I think they start trying new things, and it was a recipe for disaster. Because I think T.I. was a standard, basic type of sex type of guy until he met Tiny, who is bisexual, and she introduced him to some people, and and we know some of the people in the industry are bisexual. So introduced him to some things, and it went wrong.
Sonia Worthen, thank you so much for the super chat. The allegations stopped in 2018. So what? Tip and Tiny all of a sudden stopped their behavior. Where is the 2019, 2020 victims? I'm just saying, I thought about that. And that is a very good question. We don't know if it stopped or if the 2019 and 2020 victims haven't come forward yet. Right? So we really don't know. I want to acknowledge some super chats. Sharon Taylor, thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate you. Lindsay, my love, thank you for the super chat. What is that struggling ass, non-attaching, bad breath looking beard he got going on? I cannot. Who's he talking about? Oh, T.I. in the
talking
video.
about that struggle beard.
Yeah, Etch a Scratch. It was very scraggly looking. Oh, rough.
This is why I cut mine. Because
don't
I
like
have
when you
some
have that
connected on one
situation.
side, and the other side like, cut it off. Go.
It just it's not working. But like Ples said, he's trying to manipulate you folks. It's a grassroots look, he's down with the community, he's East Side Atlanta. Okay, Sonia Wharton, thank you again for the super chat. His speech sounds believable. Yeah, he can also go into the ministry. He would be a great pastor, wouldn't he?
His grandfather actually told him before he got into rap and trapping, he said, son, you need to get saved because you are a great speaker and the Lord can use you. And he even said that after the time he got arrested the first time, he came out and told that story when they was doing that documentary for him on BET. And he said, I should have listened to my grandfather. See?
Schoolboy, do you want to add anything? Because we talked a lot about sex parties. Have you ever been to a sex party? You can spill the tea. Well, maybe we should save that for after dark.
Hell no. That ain't ain't nothing to spill the tea on that. Hell no. That ain't my judge. I don't share nothing. I've told
Yeah.
y'all before, I had an uncle that died of HIV and AIDS. I don't play like that.
Oh no.
And that stuff is very real. And he got it back in like the 90s when it was very early on. And you know, if anybody watching the chat watches Pose really highlights a lot of that and how people were treated back then. I don't play like that. And none of that entices me. I ain't no freaky.
Yeah.
Now I'm freaky, but I'm gonna be freaky in my own house with who I'm with. I don't do that sharing mess. I'm not into that. That don't entice me. I really want the Black communities to really wake up and use their mind and stop being so gullible to BS we see on the Instagram and on the internet. Because, you know, it's like you go to the comment sections of a blog and you just sit there and read the comments, and it's just like you shake your head. It's amazing. Nobody has a thought of their own. And I think I do agree with that comment that just came up. Even if he was a preacher, he's still perverted in his mind.
Yeah.
He still would have been John. Well, see,
He'd have been Jamal Bryant.
He'd have been looking for a meal.
Yeah.
You know, I think he would be more of Pastor Holy Whore, the laying of the hands, and you know, wanting to, you know, I just think T.I. is so used to gaming people and using that street mentality that he has become a professor in it, and he just takes the little words and people just fawn over it. And I mean, I just,
he's a good speaker. He's influential. He's very believable. I mean, not to me, because I can spot a crook and in a heartbeat, okay, with my eyes closed. Listen, but to a lot of people, I could see where he could be very influential.
Because they're broken. He's speaking to broken people.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's speaking to broken people. He can speak that language.
He make a lot of money if he opened up a church. He make a lot.
Oh God, he probably might save New Birth.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that I actually live in Atlanta, and I've heard a lot of this BS that goes on here.
Yeah.
When it comes to him and Keisha Lance Bottoms, all these, but I listen a lot of times of what people say all the time, because sometimes you speak a lot and you say a bunch of big words but don't mean anything. And so that's why I've lost a lot of respect for him, because one, I've never seen him. They keep saying, "Oh, he's changing the community." I'm like, well, what is he like? Show me what he's been doing besides purchasing property. Because I mean, Monica, you can purchase property where you at, right? Does that change the community?
It's not adding. Well, I mean, is he buying it back to rehab the properties and sell it back at affordable housing rates?
We don't know, because he hasn't done any of that stuff. He just purchased the property.
He's gentrifying
and to me, I'm like, is this where he's having his parties at?
Who knows, child? Who knows?
We don't know that. He hasn't done anything with his properties. So when people are in the comments asking me these questions and saying what they're saying, I'm like, well, yes, he's purchased property, but what are we doing with this after that? Like, what has he done for the community? What's going on? Because we still don't know.
Yeah. Marie France Laporte, thank you so much. Marie France Laporte, thank you so much for the super chat. I try to remind people that jobs look at what we say. Okay. Helene Easley, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiny preyed on fans who were vulnerable and drugged them, and they both took advantage of power trip. That's just downright evil. It really is. I don't know how another woman can do that to a woman. I just don't. Just like female sexual predators. I know they exist. I for sure know they're out there, but it's like, how do you do that to another, woman, another child? I just don't get it.
Another hurt person. They're broken and their power is gone. And since they can't control themselves with not going to get therapy and get the help for themselves, they end up being a predator, preying on somebody else. It's the same thing with men. A spirit is a spirit regardless. This is why they always say a man can have a Jezebel spirit as well as a woman.
Oh, absolutely.
So it does not matter. The spirit don't care what host they take a hold of, as long as they can control that host and get what they can get out of that person by hurting another person. It's all a breaking process.
Sad. So evil, so much evil in this world. That's why I stay home. I'm my business. You know, it's just so. Listen, I don't want to deal with no demonic forces when I go to the nail salon or when I go buy my groceries. I wear 3 masks, like I told you guys, the face shield, a garbage bag over my clothes. Listen, the shield. Okay, I'm protected. That's just face. Okay, Melissa Gardner, thank you so much for the super chat. Why am I more hurt and disappointed in Tiny than T.I.? I guess because she's female. It's just sad.
You're a woman, and women think with their emotions. We feel with emotions. I feel nothing with either one of them because they punk asses. They need to
Thank you, school.
They are. Yeah. Tiny has left the position of being a victim a long time ago. She's totally graduated to full-blown predator now, and she is completely aware of what she's doing. She's not, it could be Stockholm syndrome, who knows, but at the same time.
But you know what I was saying, Monica, the last time that you did this in the comments, they were saying this is a classic episode of For My Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it seems like that to me too. It's like, or I mean, we know she's responsible because she's doing it, but it seems like the T1 show For My Man it seems like it's a classic episode of For My Man. It's the same that you see on that show every episode.
That's true. You're right about that. Marie France Laporte, I try to remind people, okay, we talked about that. Okay, let's take some more callers. Gemini 2 Butterfly, when charges goes down, it will be a domino effect. All parties themselves, self-preservation. Okay, I read that. I'm going to add Uncle Charles to the chat. Let me reposition my
reach my brother.
The backstage is so full that I can't even see my screen, so I have to make it smaller. Okay. That's how full the backstage is. Let me pull up Uncle Charles here. Here we go. Hey, Uncle Charles.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What's going on? Y'all looking good tonight.
Good.
You bringing a word tonight, my brother?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Hey, I got a word for you. See, I can say y'all look good, but if T.I. tell you look good, you in trouble. You sure looking got me in trouble. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about this free situation that's going on. I told y'all, things don't change over the year. Generations don't change, and this whole country don't come over sex. It's just like a sex craze going on. Now, y'all remember back in the day, I used to call my wife. I used to call. I said, "Look, I'm gonna pick you up. I might take her some flowers. I might take her some movies." And once we got closer and closer, then we started, getting closer and closer. When she was ready, then I was ready. Whatever happened in them days? Now, we got a man over here in Gardendale, Alabama over here, made a mistake. He's 75 years old, took 100 milligram Viagra, and he got butt naked right at the cash register. Now, what I can't understand, how the hell that lady kept on charging stuff when he's standing there naked? Now, the police knew this, and they came over there with a blanket, and they couldn't even get him down. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't have attacked him. I wouldn't have did that to him. I let the hell let it go off. And that's what I'm saying. Any 2 times somebody, you go and T.I. in them house, and they got a rotisserie in the front room with a brick behind the door and a big old jar of honey mustard sauce, that ain't for no hot wings. That's for your ass. And that's what I'm talking about, what's going on, man. I'm telling y'all, this whole thing is bad. And what I can't understand is every time when these stars get in trouble, they go back up in the church. And they go back up there. But you don't understand, Reverend Springwater a freak too. He a freak. Coming out the theater. He coming out the theater with red shoes on, saying it ain't him. Ain't nobody in hell got red shoes like that. It was you, Reverend Springwater. It was you. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. We need to protect ourselves. Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. But I wear 2 pairs of pants. My wife said, I knew you out in the pants. I said, if you only knew what can happen. Good, I got on 2 pairs of pants, because if you take off 1 pair, goddamn, I got another pair on. And that might get me bad. I might be able to get away with that. But I'm telling y'all, be careful out there. Be careful. And people that say your friend, they ain't your damn friend. So that's what I got to say now. It's gonna trickle down, and now you jacking men up. You're jacking men up, man. You throwing them up in there. You're sick. You're just plain old sick. I feel sorry for the children. But the children ain't got nothing to do with grown folks' mess, y'all. They ain't got nothing to do with grown folks' mess. Tiny might end up taking the hit for T.I. I hate to say that. My daughter did the same thing. She would not realize that this guy was no good until she ended up back at home. And I told her, he ain't no good. 3 years later, she back. And you got to listen to your parents. I said that. And now this joker come over here this Sunday. I had to go out there. I had to call the police on this joker. I had to call the police on. He would not leave. And this is what I'm talking about. Y'all got to be careful in who you with, who you out with. And you got another thing too. We got to love one another, respect one another. If somebody don't want to freak with you, then let them listen. They should be able to say, I don't want to freak with you. Now, whether you ugly or you don't look right with your clothes off, I don't know what the hell it might be. But if they don't want to freak with you, they should be able to say no. Just say no. And they should not be able to get angry or mad. But I'm telling y'all right now, it's more victims. It is more victims. Just wait and see. You'll see. And they'll be sitting in jail over there. And I told T.I., they waiting on that booty. I don't told you. I don't told you. And that's all I got to say. And I love y'all, man.
We love you too, you always coming with a word.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Dave. Let me tell you
I ain't
something.
heard that since Jodeci came out with freaking you.
Yeah, but Jodeci had 2 pairs of pants on. They ain't freaking like that no more. I got on 2 pairs of pants and 2 pairs of socks. I don't trust nothing.
Right?
But I love
y'all. We in Sodom and Gomorrah days where they taking it.
We are in Sodom and Gomorrah days. People need to understand that. And that man was looking at me next door. I said, what the hell is he looking at? No, well, you're looking at me too hard. I got to get back in this house. I don't know nothing. I got a notion of getting hit in the head with a brick and waking up in a bikini. I just got a notion like that. I don't know.
He's so crazy. You are too much.
I'm telling y'all, but y'all have a good night, and I love each and every one of y'all. Look beautiful tonight. Just beautiful, gorgeous. I love y'all.
We love you too. Hugs and kisses to you. Bye. He's so funny. I love him. Oh my
goodness. I love the opt-out option. Do you want to freak with me? Yes or no? Circle 1. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not into it.
Oh my goodness. I thought you were supposed to ask that, but I guess maybe that's
give the people options.
Ain't nothing greater than when a person wants you. Now, if they don't want you, then that should be a weird feeling. Like I don't want to be with you.
They don't even want the people awake. They want them drugged up. Yeah,
I want to hear some.
Problem is everybody the focus on sex and sex. This society is just so over sexualized. I mean, sex is wonderful; it's a beautiful thing, but we're over sexualized. I mean, it's just too much. I don't even know how people have enough time to think about it all the time like that. You need more jobs, you need more hobbies, you need more constructive things to think about. Kearney, thank you so much for the super chat. One thing for sure in regards to T.I. and Tiny, nothing like this happens without the help of a woman, right? We've seen this with R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, she makes a good point.
Facts.
Yeah. Lakeisha, my love. Call in tonight, girl. We miss you. I just want Daffy Duck and E.T. to be taken off the streets.
And can I make a request, Monica? That when she call in, be at the staircase, my darling.
Yes, God, the staircase.
At the staircase. Her bathroom is nice too. She's a beautiful bathroom.
The bathroom, you can do some things.
Her ceiling is beautiful. It's so nice. Thank you for that super chat, Lakeisha. We appreciate you. She's so sweet. Perfectly imperfect. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. All right. Let me add Fawn to the discussion. Hey, Fawn.
Hi. How are you this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I've been following you guys on this story.
It's a lot. Take a deep breath. I know. It's a lot.
Wow. I can't believe it's another side of the world that Listen, I just turned 53, and I'm like, you learn something new every day. And
you look good, my lady. You look real good too.
Oh, thank you. T.I. doesn't surprise me at all. I've never been a big fan of his. Not that I disliked him or liked him. You know, I just wasn't a fan. But when I watched the show, The Hustle, the
Family Hustle.
The Family Hustle, his personality and his attitude, I said, this Joker right here, he is so arrogant. It was just something about him I didn't like. Now, Tiny, I'm with I'm sorry, what's his name in the red shirt? Yes. I watch For My Man all the time. I cannot understand or maybe comprehend how women fall into this trap. I really can't. Maybe it's women with low self-esteem or really yearning for love. You get what I'm saying? This whole scenario, this whole thing, in the beginning when I was first watching you guys on this, I was like, I hope it's a scandal. I hope it's not true. You know, because I was one of those people when Bill Cosby, I was like, why are they messing with this old dude or whatever? But I didn't hear the things back in the day. Now with R. Kelly, I did. Back in the 90s when the tape came out, that made me a believer after seeing the tape. I was done then. But as far as T.I. and Tiny, man, I'm like the other caller. My heart goes out to the underage children. That's where my heart goes out to. Those two are grown, face the consequences, whatever that may be. But my heart, as being a mother, my heart goes out to the underage children. And I thank you guys for having me on here. That's just my personal opinion. People can take it like a grain of salt. It's just my personal opinion. And I really enjoy you guys' commentary. I watch you every time you guys come on. And Bishop, you be killing me with them hats, boy.
Thank you.
Me with them hats.
Thank you.
If you was a little bit younger. I'm sorry, older.
Older, okay.
If I was a little bit younger and you was a little bit older.
Because something might could happen. You never know.
I love you guys.
Much love.
Good night.
All right, good night.
I thought age wasn't nothing but a number.
Ooh.
You can't quote that. You quote that. Not on this. Not on this. Not on this video.
Not today. Not today. Not today. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Can you see me better, darling?
Yes, ma'am. Pretty as a picture.
Thank you.
You are live in the color, boo.
Real I don't have a whole lot to say again because I done said it and y'all done said it. You know, T.I. speech with his little bald hair beard going on. First of all, I don't even like the look. He looks dirty. He looked like, you know, he didn't wash up in a while. Like, I'm not here for that. You know, I think T.I. has the ability to look attractive from time to time, but you know, I won't give him a 10 as a man, but he's cute. He alright, you know what I'm saying? But the look and the, you know, what he's doing, that he's a grassroots person or he's out there in the community working hard, Sir, we know you're not. And as I said before, I believe that someone was in his ear over these last couple of years to get him to change his image completely. Soon as he came home from jail, to let the people know that he's, he's changed his ways, he's, changed his image and all that kind of stuff. It's, first of all, image is important in record sales and appealing to the people. He does want to keep his street cred, but then you want to appeal to bigger markets. That's how he's gotten his jobs in the movies and how he's progressing just in the industry overall. He has to be appealing to all audiences. And, the light-skinned part of the audience and the elitists, they don't want you to have the image that you're a drug dealer and that you have sex parties and lifestyle parties or whatever. The family hustle, that's all about being a family man, being nice, So I understand where he was trying to go with it, but it is what it is. Us folks in the trenches, we know who you are, sir. We know that you are still a man of the streets. You a man of the community, all right? You're just a street community. And I'm not saying that people can't change their ways. You very well can. I believe in reformation, especially I've seen it in the church. I've seen people pick up and change their ways. But when you change your ways, you have to remove yourself from everything that you once was a part of and you once was around. So he made a lot of mistakes in that speech. When you talk about we want to do, we know where to go get it. No, sir. No, sir. You shouldn't have said anything at all. So it was obvious that he was nervous, and most of his speeches are kind of pre-planned. His podcast is pre-planned, pre-produced. He knew what he was going to say, but he probably got fed up and he was mad at Sabrina, mad at Shakana, and was like, let me just say something. Let me tell these people who she thinks she is. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was to more of his detriment than it was to help him. As kids, a lot of times when I be getting ready to get my kids behind when they was little, the first one is, I ain't do it. And I'm like, I didn't ask who didn't do it. I want to know who did do it. And if you didn't do it, there's no need for you to speak, period, at all. I want to know who did do it. How did this get here? Who drank my soda? How did the evidence get here? Why's your fingerprints on it? Tell me the truth. So,
Princess, I don't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to stop really fast. I'm sorry to interrupt. There was someone in the comments, and I had it up on the screen because I wanted to address it, but I didn't want to keep it up there too long. Please don't come for So Debonair. He is far from dumb. He is sharing his life experiences with us. Us on the panel, we love him, and he's family to us.
But no, Monica, they said something. They said, this guy So Debonair is so dumb. Sounds like a gay sex party to me. It was whatever they were saying. I don't really care what they're saying. I'm giving you experiences that you may not be privy to when it comes to gay men, and this is part of the back. And so, yes, you may not be privy to what I said, but it's ignorant for you to not be educated on what I'm trying to tell you, versus because you're not even a gay man. So I'm giving you information about something that
absolutely. I wanted to address it. That's why I had it on the screen, but I didn't want to keep it up there too long because it's just so ugly. And then we have Marcella, our love. Thank you, my dear. She's always showing up and showing out. You're on the panel and you're still giving super chats, Marcella.
Marcella balling.
We love you. I know, child. She be just wait a minute. You're on mute, baby. Take yourself off of mute. Wait, go ahead.
I got a little bit of money, but guess what? I'm a freak, and I love So Debonair's opinion. He's gay. He live in the area, and all these people judging us and don't even know us. We're here to share our opinion, allegedly. And if you don't want to listen, check out, but don't call him dumb because you don't even know him.
Yeah. Right. And I wanted to address it, but then, I hate leaving that kind of negativity up on the screen. Y'all know when I leave a comment up for a minute, it's about somebody about to get read, somebody about to get canceled. I don't play behind anybody on this panel. Please do not come for people on this panel. Just don't.
And Monica, what is that statement you always say that's from New Jack City with Wesley Snipes?
Cancel that bitch. Cancel that bitch. And so with champagne all over them, just cancel that bitch.
And like so Debonair shirt said, get over it.
Get over it. But I do.
We're a family up here. Don't come for anyone on the panel. Don't do that.
Yeah, but I do want to say it's like sometimes, it's not about you guys' opinions. Sometimes about our experiences on the panel, and we know different things that you guys may not have experienced before. So like we are giving that, and that's what it is. Period. Like if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But I'm giving an experience that you guys may not have because you're not a gay man. Period. So that's all I want to say.
Absolutely.
I love you, Marcella.
We love her.
These people are so ugly, and I'm gonna address that really quick. But these parties, some people y'all say, well, why would they take the drugs or why would they go to the sex party? A lot of people don't know that they're going to a sex party. Okay. Now, Treasure, Black China's best friend, said the people she know that went to those parties, they got paid handsomely. So those type of people, they know they're coming into those parties to do what you do. But industry parties and those people with drugs, let me tell you, mind manipulation and strong suggestion and peer pressure is a mother. When you don't win, these parties don't be around the corner where you just get on the bus and go back home or something like that. You done roll with your good girlfriend, or you done roll with somebody, or they done put you on the party bus from the club and you done rolled out 50 miles sometimes, and you don't know how to get home, or you just stuck there. That has happened to some people. Or sometimes they be thinking like, okay, I'm gonna have this drink and I'm just gonna have this little bit of smoke, but you don't know what's in it. And then it takes you further than what you want to do. Or, it's things that these people can say to you and get you in between a rock and a hard spot, and then you just take the drugs. Everybody is not sitting there shoving 50 pills down somebody's throat. It's not always like that. People will get enamored by celebrities. They just want to be there in the presence of the celebrities. So younger women have a tendency to be molded easier than older women. And my manipulation is much easier with them. People that have nothing to lose, my manipulation is much easier with them because they say, I'm going to give you $500 to come party with me. And you like, yeah, but when you get there to the party, it's a whole different type of situation. So please just don't judge them based off of your experience. It could be so many types of things that happen in these situations. This is why they choose a certain type of person when it comes to those parties. And lastly, I'm going to say, y'all be some ugly people out here when it comes to us. We don't know you and you don't know us. We are people. We are human beings. Okay. We are human beings. When I get off of here, I have to raise my kids. I have to cook dinner or do whatever we're doing. You don't know our relationship that we built on this panel. A lot of us, we talk to each other every day now. Okay. We know things about each other. Y'all don't know what Monica does for us or doesn't do for us. Please mind your business. We're here just to talk about and shoot shit and go home and go do other things, and you don't want us to attack you, because I have sometimes I'll be wanting to get real ugly on the internet. Okay, every once in a while I supposed to talk about your mama or something like that, but I am somebody's mama. Okay, so when you decide to talk about me, just know that I am not rich. Yeah, okay, and I will act a fucking fool. So just know that, be mindful that we have feelings too. Not that you can hurt them, but mindful that we're just regular people too. You come for one, you come for all.
Well, you know what? The teacups are like family, though. We are an extended family, and the ones that have been here and that support us and that love us, we love you back. We are a family. But there's a lot of new people that come in too, and you're welcome. But just know that we are a family, and we treat each other with respect here. We don't come to the party and throw up all over the carpet or wear shoes, right? No one wears shoes in my house. You got to take your shoes off. You got to take your shoes off. You got to get comfortable and just be respectful. Sit at the table with us. Gather around. We're here to love and give love, receive love. There's no need to hate. Some lady named Sheila was saying, wow, y'all talking about T.I. and Tiny's looks. Come on now. But y'all can't take it. First of all, Miss Sheila, and I could tell by your name, you're pretty up in age. Miss Sheila, okay? That's not millennium name Sheila. Cut it out, okay? Who wouldn't talk about, well, T.I., yeah, he looks scruffy, but Tiny, come on. She makes it too easy. How can we not talk about Tiny's looks? Stop it. That's not even being cruel. That's just being factual. That's just being truthful. I mean, don't call me a liar now. I'm not gonna run around saying she's pretty and
Can we see the thumbnail again?
and I want to say that the topic of tonight is about T.I. and Tiny with guys.
Okay, listen. Come on, Miss Sheila. Come on now. You're lying to yourself. And not only is she ugly on the outside, but it's the inside. She's drugging women and raping these girls and forcing them into horrible situations, setting them up. She's one of those girls back in the days in the hood that would lure drug dealers to get robbed. She's not a good person. She's not. So let's not sit up here and act like she's pretty. First of all, she's not pretty outside, and she's definitely not pretty on the inside. That's the most important thing. All right, Miss Sheila.
What happened to Bernice? What happened to Bernice?
You're too up in age for that. You're too up in age.
Miss Sheila, are you one of those people that uphold people that do that in your family? Because you seem like you might be one of those people. Because the delusions of grandeur are amazing. You might want to go see somebody about that. We didn't cut you, okay, ma'am. I need you to go heal yourself. Because we didn't do nothing to you, ma'am.
And people love to say, "Oh, well, you have an avatar, Monica, but maybe you should get an avatar. Maybe you should." Some people look better behind an avatar. Some people shouldn't show their face. No shade. Not on this panel. Everybody on this panel is gorgeous. They're beautiful. But some people talk about my avatar. Maybe you should get an avatar because you shouldn't be showing your face. I look at some people and I'm like, really? You talking about my avatar? You need an avatar, sis. You do. Okay.
That's very true. I've seen some people who ask me about you, Monica, and I'm like, oh my God, like
you need to get an avatar.
Why do you not have an avatar? Seriously. If y'all want to come from me, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna just be honest. People hit me up, especially with the barbs coming from me.
Yeah.
Why do you not even have an avatar? Because you should not even show me your face.
And if you got an avatar, that lets me know.
I would rather see the avatar.
I rather see some people behind an avatar. They're so wrong. They're so loud and powerful and just
they love to be loud and wrong.
The nerve, the audacity to come tell me you hide behind an avatar. You need an avatar. Maybe, things would be a lot different if you had an avatar.
I just can't be offended by a person that's not able to pull up on me.
Right.
Miss Sheila mad because James Brown didn't hit her. Miss Sheila mad because James Brown didn't hit it.
Your internet street cred don't transfer to outside cred. So you might want to stay behind the keyboard.
And a lot of these people didn't take the advice of their grandmother. When you're ugly, you're actually supposed to be sweet, and because you don't have much to offer with the looks, you should be the nicest person in the world. But apparently they didn't take their grandmother's advice, and they're doing the opposite because they like, oh, I can get on the internet and be anybody I want to. Negative, you can't. Because then you're going to want to meet the person. When you meet the person, all we see is a booger bear when they open up the door. It's like, oh my God, Bearilla, what is really going on?
That's the ones that's catfishing people online on Plenty of Fish trying to get a date with somebody else.
Sheila go.
I just think,
Sheila left the room.
I just think, reading somebody's looks is a lazy read. Also, though, calling somebody dumb is a lazy read. You can disagree, speak specifically, disagree about, when you can voice your opinion, enunciate your thought and your contrasting opinion, you get all the respect in the world from me. But, when you sit around and say somebody sent me a lovely DM, it was quite funny. telling me that I was just mad because Tia and Tiny don't like fat girls. Well, baby, if I was never grateful for this fat a day in my life, I am thankful for that. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? These roles have saved allegedly
A
being
lot, yeah.
drugged and held against my will and raped. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Speak
I'll
to
I
take
don't
it.
know who
I
you
did. That
Yeah.
is,
was one
but
party I want to be invited to. You ain't hurt my feelings, girl.
Yeah. Is Miss Sweet Tea new? She must be new. I've explained this several times. I don't want to. Well, first of all, I don't have to show my face. I don't have to.
Can I answer this?
Sure.
Cancel that bitch.
That's a good one.
Well,
That's a good one.
let
But
me.
yeah, I had someone DM me saying that someone, I ain't gonna talk about who it is, but someone who's deeply disturbed, I'll just leave it at that, was
You know,
saying
I
something
think-
about my avatar and this and that. And I'm like, wow, that
But
person
who
really
cares
needs
though?
an avatar.
Monica, who
He needs
cares
one.
though? At the end of the day, like, it's because you want to point out some personal flaws in somebody, period, all the time. Listen, I look like how I look. Princess, she looks how she looks. Marcel looks how she looks. Everybody on this panel, we look how we look.
Mhm.
Everybody's gonna find a flaw in that stuff all the time. So if you have an avatar or you sitting on this panel the way you look, they're gonna find a flaw in it. So who cares?
Yeah.
At
Well,
the end of the
I think it's to me. When the person sent me that DM, I just couldn't help but respond, but laugh because it's another YouTuber, and I couldn't help but laugh. Like to me, it's like I am so freaking busy all day long that I don't even have the time to even think about another YouTuber in that kind of a negative way. I don't even think of that person negative, positive. I'm indifferent. I don't care. But then when they told me who it was, I just had to laugh. Like, really? Okay,
Right.
girl.
We should
Lakeisha
always
Brown.
laugh.
Lakeisha Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. Try it now, honey. Try to see if you can get in now. It shouldn't be. There's less people
That's
back
what
there.
annoys me. I work a job 8 hours of the day, and y'all sit up here and send me stupid stuff or get underneath my photos and say things about Monica, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Do y'all have jobs or something to do during your day that you gonna sit here and worry about what somebody look like? How do you know we don't know what she looks like?
How do you know?
Just get you somewhere to be and get you a business. Matter of fact, the way you typing, get you as much as you can type on that. Get you a job and put some applications in.
Please.
And you know what?
Not only that, too. I'm just saying this real quick. Even the people that are sending me this stuff, it's like, and I love you guys and I appreciate you. And I know you feel like, oh, you just, child, I'd be so busy. Somebody sent me a 6-paragraph. It was like, no, it was more like 20 paragraphs on the royal family and trying to give me a better understanding of Megan's situation. And I thank that person. Thank you for the email. I don't know if you even started off by saying you're probably not going to read all this. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But thank you. I mean, thank you. Thank you. Today was a stressful day because I was juggling a lot. I had Up and At 'em in the morning. I had a podcast to do with someone. Now this live, and then my Married to Medicine recap got canceled because Buffy's feeling under the weather. And Buffy, get better, my love. I love you, sis. So it's just it's a lot going on. and I'm sorry I couldn't read your entire email. And they had attachments and all kinds of stuff. It was a lot.
And
Monica, let me say to that person, big people are in because I like the big guys. I like the dark skin. Please, big girls is in, honey. Move out for the big girls.
Well, Pledge is not even a big girl, though.
Girl, they didn't hurt. Like I said, they didn't hurt my feelings. People have been saying this now.
Yeah.
Again, you can't take away from the other stuff. You can't take away this face, this skin, these lips, these boobs, and the brains, and the degrees, and the licenses.
How many degrees you got, girl?
How many degrees?
And other things God has planned for me. Never come on here trying anybody's neck. I'm giving my honest and try to be fair opinion of whatever Monica presents us. So if you hear, but
and
like I said,
they tell me in my inbox, they tell me I'm too old to be a blogger. They tell me that I got a blacklist.
You're not.
No,
You're not.
I'm
gonna tell you this. Marcel,
I'm
let me tell you
cool with disagreement. You go to try. you know, you
Uh-oh.
fat. Oh,
I'm
girl, bye.
gonna put you. I'll bring you back in because you're breaking up, baby.
Well,
But Marcel,
somebody told me I
well,
had 2 kids.
let me say this. I think that people don't understand that we are family on this panel.
Mhm.
You cannot come into any one of our inboxes and talk about any one of us on this panel, even if we are like a feature some days or whatever, because we know Ples, Bishop, and Schoolboy are the main people. Me, Princess, and Marcel, we come on every once in a while, but you cannot come in our inboxes and talk about anybody that's on this panel,
Nobody.
period. And definitely don't come about Monica to any of us because we're always going to be on 100 every single time. Every time people come to me, I'm like, "What? Listen, let me go through your things," and I'm reading for days. I'm a whole day. I love reading. I love to read. I will read the whole book, the whole chapter. I love
That's like
to read.
Schoolboy.
Don't
Schoolboy loves to read.
I love to read. So don't come to my thing and talk about anybody. And people do it with Marcella a lot for me. And I tell Marcella I want to talk to Marcella, but I hate when I do it with Marcella the most. Because I'm like, Marcella is the most genuine person that I know.
She is. She really is.
And when they
Loving, kind.
Marcella, I be on 3,000 about Marcella.
Oh,
because
yeah.
It's so crazy because they're like, they don't even get to know her. And I hate it. So I'm telling you, anybody's on this panel, and you know, Schoolboy, Bishop, Princess, and Monica, y'all know this because we talk all the time. But Marcella, I don't get to talk to her all the time. But you come in my inbox, it's going down.
Let me say this.
And
Now
we
listen.
share DMs, so
And-
don't get slick and think you're gonna go to somebody else's, and we don't know because we've seen it.
And let me say this for Lakeisha Talk. I was on this platform for a while, like Monica, with my avatar. You see right there, but the praying hands, the Bishop Red Pill. I had that for a very long time. And it wasn't that I didn't want to show my face. You know, I was just protecting my family because I was saying some things that it's going to ruffle feathers. But at the end of the day, people's like, no, you should go ahead and just be on camera. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so they didn't have nothing else to say after I started showing my face. They're like, he probably ugly, probably this. And I show my face. I'm like, look at some of these ugly raccoons coming on here, and they trying to come for my neck and you got some barbaric broads trying to tell you something too. It's like
You said barbaric.
You can't. You can't. You just can't, because once you see it, they're like, well, you're fat. I'm like, well, look. You have to get a whole surgical procedure done to get rid of what you got on your face.
Oh, Lord. Goodness.
All I had to do was slim this face down, and I'm still gonna look good.
I don't understand why people like that come for us. Like it's just
Fat,
weird.
Fat is not an insult. I can
It's not.
change that. Okay, I can change that.
And it's all relative, right? Like I don't think Ples is a big girl. I don't think you're a big girl, Princess. I don't think Bishop is big. He's just plump. He plump.
I always get Marcella stuff though. That's my thing. It's always Marcella. I'm like, I will fight you in your house today.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know Bishop looks good, honey. Don't lose no weight, Bishop. Don't lose no weight.
But you know what, Marcella? I think it's because we be drinking.
Because we what?
I think it's because me and Marcella be drinking. So
But no, Marcella is a sweet heart, okay? Like I don't play about Marcella. She is one of the kindest people I know and will have your back. I'm telling you, she's jumping off the ship with you. The sinking, she's going down with you. She's that kind of friend. She's ride or die. As well as everyone on this panel, you know, like I know you all have my back. I want to acknowledge before you, Lakeisha, before you speak, my love, I'm sorry to keep interrupting. I want to acknowledge Marie France Laporte. Thank you for the super chat. She said, remember how Seinfeld went to a lady's job to heckle her like she did to him? I never watched Seinfeld, to be honest with you. I never watched it.
Courtside Karen with LeBron a few months ago.
Oh,
He got ejected too.
Oh, that's what she was talking about in the previous super chat. You know, I never watched Friends either. Did y'all watch Friends?
Off and on.
Living Single, excuse me. We don't do that.
I don't watch those light-skinned shows. Sorry.
Well, it was created by a black woman who made Living Single in a Making Friends.
I heard that, but it's for light-skinned people.
Yeah.
All them light-skinned people.
I mean, they said it was good. But,
And she made her money too.
I like The
Smart
Office
woman.
now. The Office was a very funny show.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Well,
Now that's my stuff.
they stole the concept of living single from Friends. So that's what it was.
Oh.
It wasn't the same creators. They stole the concept of living single for white people.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Correction, I got that wrong.
No, backwards.
Backwards.
Living Single
Came out first.
Then Friends.
Okay. Moderators, can you handle Sakai Green? I don't know what she's doing in the chat. I can't find it. Marie Lance Laporte, honey, you've been showing out all night. Thank you. We're planning a special. Someone's giving feedback. Is it you? Look at me. Put everybody on mute real fast. I'm getting feedback. We're planning a special Juneteenth as a family. Okay, I'm down with that. I want to have some information from young people. Any suggestions? Comment in the chat. They're planning a Juneteenth. If you have any suggestions for that. It's COVID though, my love. So it depends on where you live. If you're in Atlanta,
They
there's
free
no
in the
COVID.
South. Down here in Texas, they free.
Monica, also, I was going to tell you this earlier when you were going over your protocols. I don't know how comfortable you feel with the vaccine yet, but our governor today opened it up for anybody ages 16 to 64 if you have any of the pre-existing conditions, blood pressure and things like that. So that's just a little extra layer of security if you do your own research and choose to get one of the vaccines.
I'm not getting it though. I'm good. I'm good on that.
It was just an FYI. Everybody to do what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I can go get it. Let me see how you feel and stuff. Well, no, babies, don't. Okay, do your research, like Ples said. But
yeah, my job gonna
I'm
force
going
me.
to get it.
You're gonna go get it. Bye, you gal. Thank you so much for the super chat. I live for Schoolboy's facial expressions. Aw, so sweet. Lakeisha.
Hey.
I love you, Lakeisha. That's my girl. I love Lakeisha.
Oh, she in
Where
the
your
bathroom. I
staircase
look at
at?
the bathroom, the ceiling, y'all. Ooh.
Yeah. You can do something.
What? School always smiles. We can do some things. She like the bathroom, the banister. Listen, I have kids here, so I can't do anything.
Oh, bless your heart.
Wow. Okay.
Nothing. Yes. But I mean, this story is just, to me, it's the same old repeat with E.T. and Daffy Duck. I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm just over both of them. I'm just over them. Can we just lock them up? I mean, at least give them a good going away gift. Some little fuzzy handcuffs. Chain them to each other. I don't know. I mean, they probably like being cuffed on the ankles, and I don't know, put a little throat gag and a little. They probably like it. Just throw them, put them in and throw away the kid. Just let it go. I mean, put them right next to Bill Cosby. That would be great. No, that would be great.
Yeah. That might be something interesting to see the two of them, Cliff and Clifford.
Who would get who first?
Firehouse Visuals, thank you so much for the super chat. Marcella is definitely a person that I'm always happy to see. Also, the children tell the story. Damani, King, Major, and Deja, they're damaged. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Lakeisha.
So Debonair, when you were talking about, him supposedly giving back to the community, and he has given back to the West Side. He's bought property on the West Side. He's, do you remember the restaurant called Bankhead Seafood?
No, that's not what she said. She said that he bought East Atlanta. She said that in that interview on Marriage and Medicine that he bought. That was the interview that he did, that he bought East Atlanta. Him and Killer Mike.
Well,
So
he has lots of properties in West on the West Side.
But him and Killer Mike bought East Atlanta.
And
So that's
have
what
done nothing. And have done absolutely zero. Okay, so I mean,
because even if you realize this, it was like when she said it, it was like, well, we never knew that, but we didn't realize why she was saying that because it was about the George Floyd thing. So it was about police brutality. Because if you remember that same night, that's when those college kids got pulled over and they got beat up by the cops. It was a mess. It was a mess. But she did not care about the civilians of Atlanta. She cared about Killer Mike and T.I.'s properties. That was it. So that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. You cared about his properties in East Atlanta, though? They weren't rioting or tearing up anything in East Atlanta. I mean, at that point, if you bold to go to East Atlanta trying to riot and tear, they already standing outside their doors like, come on. Like, so, but I know he owns property in like on the west side, and he's bought these like ran down restaurants, and they're still ran down and open them back up. I don't know. So yeah, I'm ready for. I'm just ready for it to be done. I will, move on to another story. The life after prison. I mean, yeah. I mean, does it not give you guys like a bad taste in your mouth just a little bit? It's just like,
Yeah, it's horrible.
It gives me a little life every time Monica tells us we're gonna talk about this. I'm like, oh, we are.
I'm gonna get my life when the feds run down on them. I can't wait for that to happen. When that raid goes down,
fly that's in there, and while they doing the interrogation, let me be the fly that's in there and see who's snitching first.
Can I just say?
Because you know she's kind of snitching.
Can I just say this? This is why I think that people are so confused, is because when she did have that conversation, she never talked about civilians of Atlanta. She never talked about the police not brutalizing the people that were out there, because what she asked for originally was peaceful protesting. The news reported that there were peaceful protesting at that time. And I will show you guys a video if you want to see it. It was the news report they were protesting. When it was time for those cops to get off of work, that's when it turned bad.
Right.
And then she got on the news before that and she said, go home. Go home. Go home. My kids is at home. Go home. She said, Killer Mike owns this. Guy owns this. She never was concerned about the people here in Atlanta. But you have to understand that part, because when we're talking about stuff that T.I. and Tiny are doing right now, I don't think that she's not informed about any of this stuff. She did not care about any of these things at that time, because what she wanted you to do was go home. She knew that they owned these parts of the property. She knew that they were peaceful protesting because the news reported that the people were not acting a fool, and they actually showed it on the news that people were still peacefully protesting. She didn't care. She asked you to go home. So I don't think that she's not a part of none of this stuff.
Yeah, something's echoing really bad.
It sounds like a helicopter.
It sounds like someone has their phone on or something, watching the same YouTube.
I think it was because when you were doing it earlier before, you were echoing really, really, really bad. Like real bad.
Am I echoing bad now? I mean, I put myself on mute and I still hear it.
It goes in and out, but you were doing it earlier, and then a few times after that, you were doing it too. But I didn't want to say that over here, though. So I didn't want
That's okay, sweetie. You can say it. Yeah, I hear it really, really bad. Lakeisha, my love. Oh, girl, be safe out there. You're in Atlanta, and I worry about you, honey. Be safe. Stay far away from them T.I. and Tiny's house, please.
I did not even know where they
Make sure the doors are locked and the windows are all the way up if you drive by their house. Okay.
Where do they stay?
I don't know, child. Someplace out there.
Outside of Atlanta. Nobody stays inside Atlanta.
Exactly. I don't know where they stay.
Oh, that's right. You in Buckhead.
Candy stays in College Park, so they probably don't stay that far than from there.
Well, listen, they were really upset. They said, you keep saying these reality stars don't stay in Atlanta. That College Park is not Atlanta.
No.
Okay.
They stay in the suburbs, but I have a tip for somebody. I can actually ask them the actual
Keisha-
area that they
Keisha's
live in.
right,
I've
though.
seen a picture of
None
the
of them
house.
really stay in Atlanta. She's very right. Stay
I mean, listen, I'm a native of Atlanta. I was born,
Yeah,
I
that's
came
right.
out my mom hooch in Atlanta, and I've been
Mhm.
here. They do not stay in Atlanta. They literally stay on the outside. I mean, Atlanta's like this, and Decatur's right here. Then you have College Park, right? It's all on the outside. You have where's Alpharetta, all of them on the outskirts, and it's way cheaper. As soon as you come into the city, as soon as you have an Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, if it's a DeKalb, Gwinnett, they are not in Atlanta. And people will, they come for me hard.
The trees tell you he's not in Atlanta. The trees tell you where he's at. He's not in Atlanta. Come on.
They did not stay in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They do not stay in Atlanta.
Well, that's
And
a blessing. That's a blessing.
But
Just be careful
she
out
is
there.
right, though. She is right.
Yeah,
They
okay.
do live in Atlanta. So
Yeah,
people are
because it's
confused
cheaper
in
to
that.
stay on the
They don't live in
outskirts. There's
Atlanta.
nothing wrong with it. It's cheaper to
Yeah.
stay on the outskirts.
Right.
You can, like Nene's mansion. Her house is huge, huge.
Is that
If
Sugarloaf?
If you take Nene's house and you literally put it inside of Atlanta, it will be at least like 10 to 15 million.
Wow.
You know,
Alrighty.
what's her name? Portia, her house too. If you take Portia's house, it'll be like 5. But I don't want people coming for you. You know, they come for you. So.
Oh yeah, they can't help it. All right, girl. We'll see you
Good night,
soon.
guys.
Okay, have a good night. Okay.
Same to
All
you.
right, my
Bye.
love. Bye.
All right, peace.
Peace. Marcella, thank you for the super chat. She says, thanks everyone for the love. I'm free, happy, and will drink when I want. Absolutely. And she is free
And
and
you know, and most of these people that are disgruntled about the people that have drinks on this show, they just mad because they're bottom shelf liquor type of. I'm sorry, I almost said the N word. Bottom shelf type of liquor type of ninjas.
They're not top shelf.
Oh,
Not top shelf, not even close.
Oh, Bishop, I love you. You are so funny. You crack me up.
That ain't even E&J Zarko, you know.
Emmett Winfield, thank you so much for the super chat. Plez, I think you're so beautiful. She is. Marie France Laporte, thank you again, my love. Do you have a hotline number or something? When I was 15 and at risk, I called a hotline and they sent someone to help. Yeah, there is hotlines. Let me give one out. The Affy Kingdom podcast. Is that Ronan? Hey, Ronan.
No, that's not Ronan. That's another brother of mine. I know. Salute, Alfie.
He looks like Ronan. He does.
What kind of help did they need, Monica? What kind of help did they need?
I guess they just want like a hotline number, 1-800 number for abuse, sexual abuse.
Usually 211 in every state will give will connect them with local authorities. 211 from any state will connect you to your state's resource place that can further you to whatever you need, a shelter, therapy, things like that.
It says 211 covers all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. To find out if whether 211 services are offered in your area, to obtain more information, visit 211.org. But give it a try. To start there, and maybe they can offer you a more specific resource for whatever issue you have or you're going through. I wish everyone the best in that, because life is hard. It is hard. We all need to talk to someone. So talking to someone is the first step, and that's really good. And if any of T.I. and Tiny's victims, survivors are listening, get in touch with that attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. You can Google him, and you can send him an email or call him and let him know your story. Because, get it out. Don't hold it. It's been long enough. You've kept it in for so long. It is time to get the story out. It's 2021 is the year of justice. Stout, aka the Professor. Y'all are stars in the making. Monica, Princess, Soul Debonair, Marcella, Schoolboy. Love, Plez, love my people. We love you too. We love you too. So the Effie Kingdom podcast says, respect to the panel, salute chat room. T.I. seems like that's his deal. The way they interact with people shouldn't be a surprise. Yeah. It's not a surprise. We're not shocked by it. I'm not shocked by it. A lot of people are. And a lot of his supporters were in the chat tonight. And listen, again, it's innocent until proven guilty. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And based on the stories coming out and how compelling they sound, I personally believe the victims. Me, I can't speak for the entire panel, and I can't speak for everyone in the world. I believe. Schoolboy, do you believe?
Believe what?
T.I. and Tiny are guilty.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even need no. You ain't even gotta give me no DNA or nothing. He just, he's atrocious. I can't stand him. And it's really sad. My people, I really want y'all to start picking up books and really reading. And really, when he says a big word, just put the phone up there and get the word in the Siri and get the definition and see if he used it the right way. Don't fall into the pep talk.
Right.
Y'all, pep talk.
Right.
That pep talk.
Anyone else want to chime in? Do you think T.I. and Tiny are good? I mean, that's how I feel.
I just want to hear the stories about the guys, honestly. I want to know what the story is about this part. Mm-hmm. Because this is the part that I really want to hear. I've been waiting on this part, and I want to know.
You knew it was coming. Yeah.
Is this some tiny stuff like the T.I. doing with them? I don't know that part because I feel like I said, it sounds like a gay sex party to me, but they drug themselves. They don't drug people coming in the house. So I want to know that part for me because I feel like it'll make more sense for me. Schoolboy is killing me right now. I'm trying not to laugh.
That's all right, sweetheart.
We need to
I want to know that part because that would make more sense for me.
Shalimar, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you, as well as Lovey Vivi. Thank you, Lovey Vivi.
I love Shalimar.
At first, when they came out, I really thought they were innocent until proven guilty. But the more you came out with the stories last week and people are coming forward and then he tried to defend himself, I was like, he is going down. And when you say about the gay parties, women on women, that's gay too. So, I mean, I'm sure that T.I. wanted it all. It was a big party going on. And I have been to one where I wasn't pulled to the back, but they would call the girls they want to the back and they would do some things. I mean, I wasn't the one chosen. I was younger and I wasn't chosen because I was bony. I ain't had nothing. I ain't had no booty or no breast. So they wasn't looking for me. And I just thank God. I've been to some.
You gotta be careful, Marcella. Really be careful.
I'm old now, girl. I'm only here for my husband.
You don't. I thought you meant Reese. Okay, you don't go currently. Okay, all right.
No, when I was younger.
Okay.
Now when my husband called me to the room, I'm running, and it's just us two.
Just you and him. I love that. Okay. The Phoenix is rising. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks to everyone in the chat. I'll consider. You don't know the vibes studio sessions are like. I don't know. Rock Nation writing deal. Also helping my friend.
Oh, you have a Rock Nation writing deal? Oh.
I understand kind of what I think she's saying. And I mean, have been a singer.
You know what she means? You can translate that? I don't know.
Like when you in the studio, first of all, and I can't imagine what it is like now because I'm a person that if I'm in the studio, I don't like a whole bunch of people in there. But especially with rappers and stuff like that, they like to have, and it usually be guys. That's why you think a lot of them is on the down low anyway, because they want to have like 10 dudes in there. And then they call for the women. I've managed artists and they be like, well, you need to make sure it's some girls in here. They call for the women in there, and then they call for ones that might be strippers, might be prostitutes, whichever way that they want. They have the women in there, and it's very misogynistic. Okay, they've tried me before, but you might get a backhand slap playing with me. Okay, but I don't do drugs and I don't drink in front of them. I have models. I tell them, do not drink and drug with them because the whole motive for them is to get you slapped so they can get some coochie from you, and you may or may not consent to it. But that energy is a strong energy a lot of times in there, because they feel empowered, because they may or may not have money, or they may or may not have a deal, that they have something that they can hold more than you, or they can hold over your head, and you better be with me, you know. And some of them get violent. Some of them will get violent if you reject them.
Let's go on and wrap things up. This was a very robust conversation. The new allegations are not shocking. It's just sad. And the rabbit hole is getting deeper for T.I. and Tiny. It seems to me like maybe the Fed's is closing in on them, but we'll have to wait and see. Until next time, Schoolboy, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at school_boy. You can find me on Twitter if you want to find me, but you may not come crazy, because I will come at you at school_boy. And then you could come over to Instagram, but don't try it in the DMs, because I delete them all automatically at school_boy_2021. Because we protect Monica at all costs. And my reads are bisexual, including my hands. Anyone can get it.
Ooh.
Have a blessed one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, Bishop, what do you say? Oh my God.
Oh God, oh God. Yeah.
All right now, okay. Anybody can get it. There's no restrictions, okay? Listen, Bishop, where can the people find you?
They can find me here on YouTube, slaying dragons and murking demons and reviving your soul, all at the same time.
That's deep.
And you can find me at The Bishop on here on YouTube, and you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram, writing you a Dear Abby letter at Bishop Red Pill.
Oh my goodness, you cracked me up. So Debonair, where can they find you?
I'm about to take a piece from my Schoolboy's information. Don't come up to my inbox. Some of my family that's on this panel, period. But everything that you can find me at is on Soul Debonair, period. You can even Google it. You can check out my podcast, Affairs of the Heart. But just don't come into anything that I have done. So anybody that's on this panel, because I will read you very well.
I know that's right. YouTube, Speak with Marcella on YouTube. Where can they find you?
You can find me on all the Real Housewives discussion. In the daytime is very clean. I'm retired, so I be following Monica and Schoolboy, everybody all day long, because I have nothing to do but get up and drink coffee and get ready. Then you can. I need y'all to subscribe to Speak with Your Girl Marcella. As soon as I get 1,000 followers, I'm gonna start uploading, and we're gonna have some after dark talk too. After dark.
Okay. All right. And I know that can be very shall I say
Is that on YouTube?
I like the fuck now. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. All right now. Yep, she's on YouTube. Speak with Your Girl Marcella. Yep, she's on YouTube. All right now. Plus, where can the people find you?
Hey, I just try to bring my own brand of love and light to these internets. So you can find me over on Instagram at scared_of_beautiful. Here on YouTube at Scared of Beautiful, just spaces, no periods. And you can come in my DMs. I don't have hands for you or words. I just do like I do in real life. Press charges, or in the virtual world, press the block button. I ain't got time. Good day.
The plan said press charges.
You
Oh
said
my
press
God.
charges. Okay.
Yes. I don't. You know, they had a song back in the day. I don't fight. I don't argue. I just hit that chick with a bottle. I don't do that. I ain't hitting nobody with nobody. 911. 911.
Yeah.
And I'm calling
she is snitching. Okay, she's telling. Okay?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm with it.
You remind me of
hard, baby. I work too hard. You ain't finna you ain't finna take me down because you silly. No, ma'am.
I know that's right. Princess, my love, you're so beautiful. You're glowing tonight.
Thank you.
You look so happy.
I
That's that young
suppose they
man.
had a day, but when they're gonna show up and I'm gonna be gone somewhere else.
That's that young man.
Got myself a date.
all right now.
Tuesday night at 8.
Let me clarify something real quick. I do not provide prostitutes or anything. I've said over and over again, I managed artists and I had a modeling agency, aka video girls for the shoots. Okay.
Oh my God. Well, they coming in your DMs looking for dates. I mean, what?
Yeah, we gonna have to start calling you Princess Heidi Flies.
No, they in the comment. They're like, "Oh, she got girl." No. I am very big advocate for women, okay, and protecting women. Period, especially my Black sisters. Okay, I don't play about my girls. Okay, I kill you just like that. But you can. And the girl said she had some other super chats you didn't see, so I guess we didn't get that point. But you can find me at House of the Princess. Everything is House of the Princess. But my Instagram is Princess AV613. Please do not come with the foolery because I do have clackbacks. I'm a lady of leisure, but I do be busy. But when I feel like being with the shits, I will, you can't talk about me, okay? Because just like I can't really talk, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I do this for entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. So I will hurt your feelings. I will talk about people that because ain't no holds barred. But you better leave me alone because don't come for me because I'm a very nice and peaceful person and I love Jesus, but I might not like you today. So come follow me. We have lots of fun. Like Marcella, we might do after dark. I might talk about Jesus like Bishop. You just got to see what box of chocolates I'm gonna open that day.
Yes.
So, you find me on Instagram. You can find everything else that I'm involved with.
Sounds good. Definitely go follow that lady right there. Let me tell you something. She's working her butt off, and she's so talented, and she's a great friend.
I'm working on my
Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. She says Keisha Bottoms went to high school in ATL, Mays High School. And Beautifully Animated says, thank you for the super chat. Marcella, you are right. The attorney should have a silent partner as a backup plan. No one should know who the partner is except for him and the victims. Well, I'm under the impression he works for a law firm, right? And there's several lawyers there, no? That's the impression. I mean, there's no way he can handle all this. This is very, very big. He needs a team, right? That's the impression I'm under. Sonia again says, thank you for the super chat. He also has another video out, and with his family, they seem very unbothered. I went and looked. Tiny posted a video for celebrating Women's Day, and they're trying to seem unbothered. In her caption, she says that I'm busy with my family, having fun at Universal. The audacity. Lay low. Remain humble. This is not going to throw anyone off from the case. We're on it. We're in it deep as well. Freddie Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Stout, aka the Professor. Hey, my favorite panel. Hey, Queen Monica. I can't wait for the video. Trust is coming. Oh my goodness. There were so many tonight. Game Watcher 13. Thank you for the super chat. Phaedra is owed an apology. Do y'all think Phaedra is owed an apology? I think so. I think she was onto something. I don't trust Candy. I just because Candy says she doesn't drink and do drugs. And I mean, as soon as these celebrities say something, everyone is so gullible. Candy says she don't drink. Candy says she don't drink. Okay.
But you have to realize, she was making them drink at that party, though.
Yeah, listen.
So
I don't trust nothing that Candy says.
I don't think she's owed an apology. I think that what Phaedra was saying may have been misdirected into a different direction that she didn't know what she was talking about. Maybe she was like leading something else because what she said was very true because T.I. and Tiny's doing it. So I think that maybe that's what it was, but it was maybe not directed.
I think Candy has a sex dungeon. I don't know if she's drugging people or not, but it wouldn't surprise me. She's defending it. When you hear a story that your friend is being accused of doing such a thing, is your first inclination to say, I don't like when people spread rumors on people? Wouldn't you be like, no comment? You know, I really don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I think she has a sex dungeon, but I think what Phaedra described was T.I. and Tiny.
Or Candy. We just don't know. We don't know.
I just don't think she would. I think Candy would do stuff with drugs. So I mean, I guess that's the part that I kind of disassociate now with. But maybe I'm wrong.
We can't swear.
All I know is Candy's guilty of this. Every man wants a woman.
Manifest our destiny. Thank you so much for the super chat. This is bigger than T.I. and Tiny. I believe this is a network of people of elite status trafficking in people to fulfill cult purposes. The children of the Cain will be exposed. Lord, who's the children? Oh, I don't even want to know who the children of the Cain is. Ooh. Sonia, thanks again. Hello, everyone. Hey, Bishop. The interracial perspective. Thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate you. And I'm going to wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. You can find me here on YouTube, All About the Tea. Subscribe to the channel down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and bang that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of this piping hot tea that we serve on this channel and all the T.I. and Tiny updates. Candy too. We love you all. Moz, thank you for holding down the chat. Everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, thank you so much for helping us keep the lights on. We really, really appreciate it. I want y'all to stay safe, okay? And be blessed. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye, everyone. Bye.